Welcome to the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast.
If you like a lot of wrestling on your YouTube, join our cult. Hello and welcome to another amazing episode of the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast. You're listening and watching and hopefully enjoying the dulcet tones of myself, Maffew Gregg, the one, the only, Mr. Ross Twiddell.
Hello!
And reporting from a bunker somewhere in darkest, deepest Sandyford, Jack King. How you doing?
Howdy.
Thanks. How you doing, Jack?
It's been a weird start.
Bit of a weird
How
start
bad is it? In my head, I'm pausing for an applause. Here's Ross. And in my head, I'm like, yay! And here's Jack. Yay! We can all hear that cheer, right?
We've done one ever live podcast. Like one ever. It was good though, wasn't it? That one, remember that?
I love being in front of people. I wish I could remember the experience.
How are you, Maffew?
I'm doing great, mate.
How beyond?
COVID free. Still, I'm got a Goldberg-esque streak currently going with me and COVID. It's fantastic. Because it used to be bad. I used to have the feeling of, oh no, it's not a matter of if I'm going to get it. It's when I'm going to get it. Because all my mates have got it. I still don't have it. So now I'm just like, oh, you've got COVID. Way.
Oh, lovely.
That's the way I have to look at things. Going to turn a positive spin on it. So that's why I'm interested in hearing about how you're feeling now, Jack. How are you?
I've tested negative now. I'm all good. Doesn't seem to be any lingering effects. So that's all. It's all grand. I don't know. It was just a really boring week, but luckily it didn't seem to have hit me as hard as it has some people. So, you know, the vaccine works, I suppose. That's the takeaway there. But how are you anyway, Maffew? How are you? Oh, I've already asked you. You've already asked
me. Yeah, I feel fine, mate. I feel fine. I'm going to ask the same thing I always do. It's all right. That's all right. Well, I'm very glad to hear that you're on the up and up, Jack.
Cheers.
Okay. And Ross, how's yourself?
I'm not too bad. I'm just existing. That's all I can say. It's been a very boring week. We've heard how Maffew is. He's laughing at people who have COVID now. That's where Maffew's got to. What an arsehole. Hey? What a terrible start to a Friday morning. Look at him go. He's still going. Laughing at folk with COVID. What a terrible, terrible man. He's the Novak Djokovic of the podcast.
I wonder how long it would be until we mentioned him.
He wasn't.
Oh, that'd be great, wouldn't it?
No.
Hopefully this hasn't aged badly, but, you know. I'm glad that we're all doing this together. We've still got some of the chemistry that people have stuck for well over 200 episodes. But yeah, I'm glad that we're at least, as you've said, we don't have to be winning, we just have to be coping. So, on that inspirational note, let's look at some crappy wrestling news and laugh at it. News of Matt Striker's release emerged this week. This week, Matt Striker tweeted that he had left Impact, then subsequently deleted the post, causing some confusion. Now it's been confirmed that Striker has left Impact after just a year, with Dave Meltzer, who else, revealing why Striker was let go in the latest Wrestling Observer. Matt Striker, who'd been the lead announcer, was let go because management wasn't happy with his performance. Makes sense, doesn't it? And that's why we saw the debut of Tom Hannafin, a.k.a. Tom Phillips, a.k.a. whatever Kevin Owens felt like calling him that week on Raw to replace him.
69, you disgust me. That's just how Kevin Owens said it. But it's a massive upgrade, isn't it?
Yes, it was. I always love hearing you do Kevin Owens impressions. They're so accurate. If you close your eyes, it's like he's here in the room.
I'm a prize fighter. Call me a donkey, Chris. You're the goat. That's just like Kevin Owens.
Why is my name on this? Yeah. It's easy.
I was Jericho.
Oh, they all look the same.
Yeah. They all look like Terrence and Phillip from South Park.
Square heads.
Ha ha ha. My wife stormed the Capitol. Ha ha ha. So, Impact. Hard to Kill. I know there's a lot of wrestling this week, but just ask, did anyone watch it?
I watched it because I had nothing better to do, and I'm glad I did.
Yeah. What a show.
I'm going to say it now. What a first half of the show, especially.
Oh, absolutely. Like, even the kickoff show had, like, Mike Bailey and Ace Austin and everybody else on it. Yeah, it's not on our list of in the week of wrestling, I guess, because this would be a 4-hour podcast. But we should cover Impact for good or bad reasons. Make your own decision there. But it needs to be said, pay-per-view or the big shows that Impact put on, more often than not, a class.
Yeah, there was one match where I was like, wow, this guy I've never heard of before.
Oh, I know what you're saying.
Absolutely, absolutely incredible. Did you see the bit where he hung Trey Miguel upside down in the ropes and then speared him? I've never seen that before, and it looked awesome as well. And I was like, who's this guy? And then the next day in the work chat, I think it was, oh, who was it? Actually, someone just, it was Aiden, I think. He just went, that's Steve Cutler. I was like, what? It was Steve Cutler.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
How ironically we forgot who he was.
I know. The Forgotten Sons. Yeah.
But yeah, Trey Miguel, Macklin kicked ass. Gresham versus Saban.
Yes.
Alexander, Jonah, the first ever Knockouts Ultimate X match and all other stuff. Even I was like, all right, Mac and Dona, Morrissey, Moose, this is going to be all right. A guy threw in his fake leg made in the match, and I still don't know if it was real or not, but it didn't happen on camera, so I was like, maybe it was.
There was a silly match, but I liked the tag team hardcore gauntlet thing as well.
Yeah,
that was good. Yeah,
I did exactly what it said in the tin. And then Mickey James defeated Deonna Purrazzo, Texas Death.
Purrazzo, yeah.
Beg your pardon.
That's right.
Yeah, and that's the Royal Rumble's very own Mickey James.
Strange.
What's going on there then?
They released all of the women, so they don't have enough women to fill their own Royal Rumble match. So I hope they paid. I hope Mickey James charged them like several $1 million just for this one-off appearance and requested all those dollar bills to be put in several bin bags.
I was about to say, yeah, a bin bag, but with money in.
Yeah.
They haven't got women to fill the women's tag team division. Never mind a Rumble, but anyway. So that news story, Impact Wrestling, good show. Good show, and we're going to prove how much we care about Impact by moving on, because I'll do what I did last time. I went, this is such a good show. I'm definitely going to watch Impact next week. I haven't.
But we've mentioned it first there. Wow.
Yeah, but that needs to be said, what a show. MLW have filed an antitrust lawsuit. Now, this is a funny one. MLW taking legal action against WWE based on alleged ongoing attempts to undermine competition and monopolize the professional wrestling market by interfering with MLW's contracts and business prospects. And there's a long little thing there. It seems to be that when they were being aired on Vice TV, a then WWE executive warned Vice that WWE owner Vince was pissed that Vice TV was airing MLW programming, and that Vice TV should stop working with MLW. And this is obviously a bad thing due to antitrust laws, which is pretty crazy. WWE has put a statement saying WWE believes these claims have no merit and intends to vigorously defend itself against them. It's so crazy because there's many things WWE have done that we're like, yeah, maybe if someone did something about that, they would fall under antitrust laws. But you go, yeah, but no one is. But MLW doing it, it's like, yeah, but did this happen? Did it not happen? If they had proof that they were thrown off because of it, then fair enough. But it just seems to be said someone was angry about it.
I wish MLW the best because they're taking on the proverbial Mansoor match in Saudi Arabia in facing Jerry McDermott, surely, aren't they? Jerry McDermott's a terrifying figure, but also a lovely figure at the same time when you see him speak. What a lovely old man, but a terrifying old man.
Yeah.
I've never seen what he looks like, actually.
They did an episode of Dark Side of the Ring with him heavily featured not so long ago, didn't they? On Vice TV, ironically.
Yeah.
The trial one, maybe.
Yeah.
I think I do know who you're talking about. Yes, I do.
Yeah. He looked like he could stare down the devil himself. So
he works with him.
Corey Graves reportedly cleared for a WWE in-ring return.
Aye.
Which is out of nowhere. I guess
Royal Rumble time.
I guess they're running out of names for the Rumble then.
Yeah.
Per report from Fightful Select, Graves was allegedly initially cleared by WWE doctors in 2020, but remained on an internal no-contact list due to past issues with concussions. However, it's now believed that Graves is off that list, clearing that way for Graves to make an in-ring return if he wants it. But neither Graves nor WWE have confirmed nor denied it. So apparently, brains get all right. If Shibata and Danielson have proved things, it's like, no, CTE just goes away after a bit.
It's weird, isn't it?
Go on, sorry.
And Edge.
Yes.
Well, that was more neck issues, I suppose, but still, Christian. Yeah.
There's hope for Nigel McGuinness yet.
I'm ready for it. I think it's something that Corey needs. I don't want to criticize the character Corey Graves, because the real life human being, whatever his real name is, will get really annoyed at the criticism of his character, but then defend it by speaking about himself. Jeremy, aye,
Jeremy.
But I think it's very much. I don't know, but if it's just me, but when I hear him now on Raw, I feel like he's just saying the same thing over and over again, and it's called
Maffew.
Maffew. That's your name.
No,
you.
No.
Yeah.
Hang on, there's only room for one annoying person who doesn't know anything about wrestling. Called Maffew.
Okay.
Thank you. Another dramatic pause for the for the audience to go, ooh, what's he going to say?
So Ross, do you think he'll come in the Rumble?
If I was him and I've been medically cleared and it's safe to do so and I feel okay and I want to do it, I'd be straight in there, because like the commentary thing. I mean, obviously you sat there for 17 hours a week for 5 years, 6 years, wherever it's been at this point on Raw. It's going to be really difficult to sound fresh, especially to really do the commentary. So obviously there's that caveat. So if everything's okay, I'd be gagging to get in that Rumble and do some wrestling, just do something different. Because he is like played out now on commentary, Corey Graves.
Who would your entry level feud be for him?
Dana Brooke.
No.
It's a natural one, isn't it?
Pat McAfee. Loser has to wrestle again.
Yeah. Loser leaves the announce table.
Yeah.
Sorry, as Pat would say, loser leave the announce table.
He's been on top form recently on his YouTube clips that I've seen of him, because an American football player quit in the middle of a match and walked off.
Yeah. Took his shirt off, didn't he?
Yeah. While his team's on further up the pitch. So he's been talking about. He is very good at talking about stuff. He makes things that you're not necessarily interested in very interesting. So, I feel bad for pointing that out about Pat's commentary to you, Ross. I'm sorry.
You have ruined him completely. For
yeah.
Cheers.
Yeah.
It's like when I realised I killed Triple H for myself when I heard a promo and he says Bean. It's like where I've been as Ben. Austin, you don't know where I've been. Like, what?
What?
And he kept on saying it. No man's ever been where I've been. Mate.
Is that not just... Do Americans not just do that? Is that specifically a Triple H thing?
My favourite Rowan Atkinson character is Mr. Ben. I don't know. But it's like, now he said it, all I'm waiting for him is to say Ben. So,
okay.
So that's Corey Graves, hopefully not making a grave mistake. Ross.
Ha ha ha, that's yeah.
Yeah. The Rock and Roll Express announced retirement tour. The tag team Rock and Roll Express have announced their retirement tour.
No!
Set to commence on January 22nd.
Such a flash in the pan.
The team of Robert Gibbs and Ricky Morton, one of the popular teams of the 80s, are saying they're done. It begins the 22nd of January of this year. I want to focus more of Kerry behind the scenes of the wrestling business. Morton later clarified that this was the end of him and Gibson as a team, and not a full retirement.
He still wants to go.
He's still getting bookings.
He can still wrestle, yeah.
He's getting ready for that NXT title run.
Couple of quick lines backstage. He's ready to go. Now, this is
line reading. That's right. They all get together and do Hamlet.
Disclaimer. This is just, I don't know what he does in his personal time, but when I see Ricky Morton, I just think there is a walking cocaine.
Allegedly. There are other drugs available. And finally, Cody Rhodes calls AEW Flaming Table Spot maybe the dumbest thing I've ever done. No, Cody. Second dumbest thing you've ever done.
Third, with a promo about racism and whatnot. Any more?
No, but we'll probably get to more when we get to AEW Dynamite. But for now, this has been the news.
That was a quick news segment.
Aye.
Well, there's so many news that's going to be about stuff that happens on the show.
There's a lot of wrestling, and the mailbag's quite big as well, so yeah.
Oh, that's come and more.
Everybody get excited for the Cultaholic Hall of Fame!
Now it's time for the Hall of Fame segment. In condescending order from last week, Maffew's disturbing-looking penguin.
Come here. Oh, yes.
23%. Cheers, pal. There's Barney's girlfriend and his manager. Quote, Ben DeCock.
Ben DeCock.
30%. But a clear winner this week, mango and chutney. 47%.
Hey.
And I forget, Jack. Was that the flavor?
No.
I'm trying to say here. The filling.
Flavor Flav.
No, it's your cat.
It's not. It's my girlfriend's cat.
Girlfriend's cat.
Yeah. She's recently adopted them this week. I've met them now because I had COVID, so I couldn't go around. But when Ross put the podcast notes in our chat that he'd done, I informed her that her cat had won the Hall of Fame, and she said, "I'm going to pick an extra nice photo of them." So she's already like a proper cat owner, like really, really well, yeah. But I've met them now, because I've only ever been around like adult cats. Like we had a cat when I grew up, but the cat was older than me. Like the cat was like 9 and I was like 5. But I've never really been around kittens very much. They play fight a lot, like a lot. Like there's a lot of running and doing laps of the living room and stuff. But then, one of them got tired and fell asleep on me, and I was like, "Oh, this is the best thing ever." So, it swings and roundabouts. They're really lovely cats. And I should give Richard Tubman a shout out as well, because he was like, he messaged me and said, this was his idea. He said, "Just give me a photo of the cats. I'll put them in the Hall of Fame. Maybe it'll get you a few extra votes." Corruption on the podcast, possibly.
Hey, whatever works.
Well, I suppose so.
Well, no, this is bringing the sanctity of the Hall of Fame into question here. Richard Tubman's on Jack the Jobber's team.
I know. I didn't. I was independent. I didn't. He was acting of his own accord.
The grand wizard behind the scenes, behind the big green curtain, so to speak, getting involved.
The Australian minister uses personal power to veto Jack's pick. But now, clear with a mango chutney. That's fantastic to see. You know what? I see many people with cats, and it's great seeing how passionate they are. Because it seems funny when they're like, "Oh, it's my cat being crazy," and they take a photo, put it on Facebook, and it's the cat doing nothing. Like, all right, cool. But I know full well that if I had a cat, I'd be doing the same. Look, it's doing the thing, and it's just not. It's asleep. No,
I'm excited for when they reach the stage where they get a bit more chilled after meeting them once, because I underestimated how much energy they had. They're like dogs at the minute, which a lot of people would prefer, I know, but there we go.
Yeah. Jack, what's your pick this week?
Well, because I've been isolating for most of last week, I was watching like loads of crap on just YouTube and loads of stuff that I never normally would watch just to pass the time. But one thing that I did was stay quite closely in touch with the ongoing African Cup of Nations, Maffew, in Cameroon. It's not been the best tournament so far. Like, most of the games have been 1-0 or 0-0. But one of those 1-0s is my nomination for the Hall of Fame. So my nomination is Mali versus Tunisia, for one of the weirdest refereeing performances you'll ever see. So it's the second half, right? There's been quite a lot of incidents. There's been a few VAR checks. There's been a red card as well. Stuff that would naturally lead to quite a bit of added time at the end of the game. The clock reaches 85 minutes and the referee blows his whistle with Mali 1-0 ahead. Tunisia are like, "Hang on, 85 minutes? What are you doing?" He goes, Sorry, it's my bad. 89 minutes, blows it again, ends the game. They all go off, everyone's raging. There's a press conference afterwards. In the middle of the press conference, or just before it started, with the Mali, the winning manager, two officials burst in and go, "We need to play the last few minutes of the match. Like, this is wrong." He's like, "Right then, I need to talk to my players." The winning team, Mali, they go back out onto the pitch. Fans are coming back in the stadium. Tunisia, in my opinion, rightly so, refused to go out and play the remainder, like the last few minutes of the match, because they probably weren't going to score. And by doing that, they've kind of given legitimacy to what is a very dodgy result. So that for giving the tournament the kick up the arse that it needed, I'm going for Mali versus Tunisia, because it wasn't that entertaining until that match. But wow. Then it turned into like Survivor Series 99, so I couldn't believe it. 99, 98? 98.
What, did another team come on the pitch and play instead? Because that was 99.
Well, sorry, 98.
Oh, okay, 98.
Yeah,
right.
Just the whole tournament, just the whole thing. Yeah. So that's my
one eyebrow.
Marley versus Mick Foley, Tunisia. Yeah.
All right. Did the referee say why, or did anyone explain why he blew the whistle at 85 minutes?
Not that I've seen, but people were tweeting saying that a few years ago he was investigated for corruption and cleared, so it's fine. No, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah.
Awesome. So he used to referee in Italy.
He might still do.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah. Apparently he's one of the more renowned referees on the continent of Africa as well.
Oh, no.
But, yeah, just absolutely class. There's been quite a few... I've researched the country of Cameroon quite a lot as well because I've been at Borden because, it's taking place in Cameroon. I told my mate who I was texting him because he works in football. I was like, are you seeing this Mali, Tunisia stuff going on? And then I said, I've just been on Wikipedia. The Cameroonian president's been in charge since 1982. And he just replied, oh, he's a very popular guy. So it's been... I've not been out the flat for a week almost. Until Wednesday, I'd not been out the flat. So I've got a lot to nominate, but I'm going for that football match. Mali versus Tunisia. There we go.
Well, bless you, Jack. That's making something out of nothing there. That sounds very weird and entertaining. I haven't heard any of it.
Yeah.
So that was news to me.
Well, there's been a lot going on in England, hasn't there, in politics and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Let's not bring it up, though. Fantastic. So we've got that to look forward to. Ross, what is your pick this week?
Well, after hearing Jack's and with knowing what's coming next, we're on for a humdinger of a Hall of Fame this week because, as I said at the start of the podcast, I've merely been existing this week. I have done bugger all, but apart from work in my flat and then nothing else. Work in my flat and then nothing else. But I updated my laptop at the start of the week to Windows 11. So my nomination for the Hall of Fame this week is the noises of Windows 11 because they're a lot more appealing to the ear, soothing to the soul than what we had on previous incarnations of Windows. Your little dings, your little bongs, your boo-boo-boo-boo when it comes on. Absolutely sensational.
Oh, man.
Hey, it's a humdinger for the Hall of Fame.
I don't know what they sound like.
Oh,
like Windows 11. I don't know.
You got your computer updated, the latest update there, Maffew?
No, I'm on Windows
No, you
10.
haven't.
Windows 11 noise.
Get yourself in the party. Come on down.
All Windows 11 sounds. Just setting this.
Tell Richard Tubman sat there going, yeah, in the background.
While Matthew's doing this, Richard Tubman.
Boom.
Richard Tubman, if you're listening,
sounds like a Mac.
Am I loud enough for you, Richard? Because my levels are they're not spiking very high in the Audacity file at all. Quite
He
scared.
won't be able to hear that because it's Audacity. That's just on your machine.
Oh, bollocks. Yeah, it's true. But when I clap in that, it picks it up. I don't know.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah, Windows 11 sounds very nice.
They are lovely, aren't they?
Very soothing. It's like Windows 10 on ASMR.
It's like Windows has grown. It's like Windows was a kitten up until its 11th birthday. And now it's mellowed out to become a lovely sort of Stephen Fry-esque. Oh, excuse me, you might have unplugged that device there. Boom.
Right?
Lovely. What a fun-filled week I've had.
Someone's deleted System 32. Oh, dear. No, thank you for that. Thank you for bringing it round to Cat.
I saw a clip of him on the Big Nasty show that I'd never seen before, where Big Nasty talks about how he was in jail, and Stephen Fry's like, oh yes, unfortunately I was, and Big Nasty's like, gang, 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 free the mandem, and Stephen Fry goes, yes, free the mandem. It's really good.
I like Big Nasty.
Why was Stephen Fry in jail?
Yeah. When he was like 18, he stole credit cards and went on like a spree around the country. Yeah.
What? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And then Big Nasty goes, the talented Mr. Ripley, and Stephen Fry goes, yeah, basically. It's great. It's a very good interview. Big Nasty's good, but he makes me feel silly when I say it. Do you find that as well, Rob?
Big Nasty.
Yeah.
I feel down and hip and hop and happening. But his interactions with Prue Dog on Bake Off were also Hall of Fame worthy. Obviously, all know Prue. Prue said, for my money, Prue is better than Mary Berry. And I know that might be sacrilege to hear for some people, including Jack the Jobber there, but I enjoy Prue's presence more with Paul Hollywood than I did Mary Berry. And I enjoy Prue's Kavorka.
Oh, no.
There's that
Very,
word
very-
again. So
Yeah,
playing a
you
drinking
call-
game at home, he said Kavorka.
That's right. Brule's Kavorka is better than Mary
okay.
Berry's. What's your Hall of Fame pick, Maffew? Save the segment.
My
it better
Hall
be
of Fame
good.
pick, it doesn't need saving. You're doing a great job. Mine, like the two of you, have not been doing great things because we're just edging our way out of life. Like one of those groundhogs just looking to see what the weather's going to be like for the rest of the year. But I have been listening to a lot of the Conrad Thompson podcast Monopoly. Sorry, MLW. I've been listening to the Jeff Jarrett bits because he's been such a fantastic podcast. And I had forgotten until this week about the legendary little bit he did when he challenged Kurt Angle in preparation. Why did he challenge Kurt Angle? Why? Because Jeff Jarrett proclaimed himself the greatest MMA fighter of all time as Double J's Double MA. And we've got those segments where he went to this little dojo with kids and he's like, all right, I'll show you how none of y'all will be as good as me. None of y'all. I've mastered in weeks what takes people a lifetime. But some of y'all will get near my level. Now, who can tell me who mastered the ankle lock? Okay. Kurt Angle did. Kurt Angle? Yeah, you stupid kid. Ken Shamrock. The one who did it. But I'm the one who perfected it. Now, you put it on me, and some kid tries to put the ankle lock. See, you can't do it. Now watch as I do it to you. All these kids on the ankle lock. Tap, tap, tap. And it's just this great little segment. And then he went to the Impact Zone and started challenging people. It goes, all right, at the 100 grand, Jeff Jarrett, double it, whatever, challenge. And he kept challenging kids. But then they're like, here's a kid who's he's a talented, got a black belt in jiu-jitsu. Wait, whoa. Wait a minute. I've just realized right now you're this height. You're the right height to perform at the Double J, Double MA. But you're young. You will get bigger. Sorry, this is for... The height limit is for people who will stay at that height, so you're disqualified. I forgot how much I love that bit. So, got to mind about that. If you go on YouTube, check out all the Double J, Double MA bits. That's up at Throwing a Few with Kurt Angle. And then Kurt Angle got the one up by going, because Jeff Jarrett kept on challenging Kurt Angle. Says, you're retired now, Kurt, but it's okay. It'll just be an exhibition. And Kurt came down and just beat the hell out of him. And Jarrett's like, whoa, change my mind. And he went, and Kurt Angle goes, sorry, Jarrett, it's just an exhibition. And he goes like, oh, no. So, yeah,
What's
the Double J, Double MA, Jeff Jarrett.
What's reminded you of Jeff Jarrett's MMA run? MMA run.
His MMA run, yeah. Him on the, not 93 weeks, My World podcast. Where he talked about the build-up to the very mixed pay-per-view they did, Genesis. The one where they had Matt Morgan versus Britt Anderson as the headline, and then Jeff Hardy showed up in an unscheduled match, and everyone went, why didn't you advertise Jeff Hardy? He's a bit of a draw, But it was all a bit, it's very TNA, very TNA.
That was a lot of people's turning point, no pun intended, although I've definitely tried to. But with Jeff Jarrett there, wasn't it? Because everyone went, actually, this is legitimately funny. This is really good stuff. He's self-aware. What the hell's happened?
Yeah. No, it's great. It's such a great podcast. Sorry to keep on plugging it, but Jarrett's just a nice to listen to. He accepts his faults and he hates Dave. Also, just point out then the surname. Everyone with the name Dave, he hates. So,
Poor Dave.
He's like all the Windows 11 noises playing at once, isn't he? Jeff Jarrett on that podcast, because he's very soothing, but he gives you your money's worth. I don't know the podcasts are free by and large if you just have it on Spotify and whatnot, but he does give you long-winded answers, as I'm doing right now, and it's fantastic.
It's so sneaky what Ross is doing. So I'm going to compare Jeff Jarrett's podcast to Mali versus Tunisia as well, which was really as entertaining as that game. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say if Jeff Jarrett's podcast was an animal that you have in your house, it'd be a cat that watches Cameroon matches.
The cats are already in. I've texted Bethany letting her know, and she instantly responded with a picture to use. Like, she's really up for this, like for the cats going in. I'm a bit scared. But the picture's got her in it as well, which I think's sneaky, because she's not in the Hall of Fame, and I think that's her trying to... I don't think I can...
Oh, yeah, she can't be in the picture, for goodness sake.
No.
She's there taking Triple H photo of the new signing of Mango and Johnny.
Yeah, that's basically what she's done.
She's learned from the best, Jack. Well done.
You can also tell in the picture that one of them is trying to get away. Like, she's holding them like that. Like, one of them is really not happy.
Crop her out, Richard. Crop her out.
She's in the middle, unfortunately. Just a big question mark or something like that.
Put one of the cat's heads on top of her head.
Replace her with a cat the same size as her. So
replace her with Jeff Jarrett's head. So Jeff Jarrett's holding the cat.
Oh, fantastic, yes. And coincidentally, the referee for that one match that's right, Jeff Jarrett. He blew the whistle, then he strutted. So your 3 picks of the Hall of Fame are, what do you want to have it as, Jack? Just the screw job?
Probably, the AFCON screw job.
The
please,
AFCON
Richard.
screw job.
AFCON all in capitals, African Cup of Nations. The AFCON screw job.
AFCON screw job. The dulcet tones of Windows 11.
The Stephen Fry's of Windows 11.
Yes. And Jeff Jarrett's double J double MA. Easy for me to say. Those are your 3 picks, and your 3 picks alone. If you go to patreon.com/cultaholic and place your votes roughly around now.
This is This Week in the Wrestling. It's this bloody week in the wrestling.
This week in wrestling. SmackDown. Roman Reigns opens the show, but is interrupted by Lesnar and Heyman. Lesnar does Heyman's usual introduction and tells Roman to acknowledge him. Brock wants a title versus title match, but Roman says he doesn't do business with people who work with trash, like Paul Heyman. This greatly upsets Heyman, who tearfully protests until Lesnar tells him to shut up. Reigns tells Lesnar, "Hey, you can't speak to Heyman that way," and sucker punched him before leaving. Heyman looks shocked.
They are divorced parents, aren't they now, Roman and Brock? Quite literally. Hey, you can't speak to the Ben like that. He's still yours, you know. But Pat, at the start of this one, was a fact. Like, I know we slandered his name at the start of the podcast with his, but he said COVID tested positive for Roman Reigns, not the other way around. Fire, burn, ready to ignite.
This is my fight. Are you ready? Boom!
Yeah.
Get up, get up. Wait, that was Pachiti's theme tune.
It was, yeah. But the acting in this segment was absolutely fantastic. It was very Coronation Street, with Paul especially going like, "Why? What are you talking about? I loved you. You can't tell me." Like, oh, it was fantastic.
It's not the direction I expected them to go.
No.
With Roman being like, "Hey, you can't talk to him like that." It was very odd, but they did it well.
Brock's on fire at the minute. I'm really enjoying Brock Lesnar.
Did his own introduction.
Just having a whale of a time, isn't he? Having a great time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like it. You ever had the position, Jack, where you're with your partner, your new partner, and you go out town and you bump into your old partner?
This is what Heyman's like at the minute.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it's very awkward for him.
Oh, fancy seeing you? Oh, this is just my new... It's all right, don't worry about it.
It's kind of nice.
Yeah, they are bigger than you, yeah. Yeah, look, it's the same.
But it's like he's gone back to his ex. He's with his old partner.
Oh, that's a bit... Yeah, no, I forgot that they were technically together for years and years and years. But...
For years. Since 2002. And then he left him for the big show. He's always mistreated him.
Yeah.
Paul must have a huge hog to have Brock Lesnar under his thumb like that. To be playing Brock Lesnar like a fiddle. Paul Heyman has got to have one hell of a salami.
Oh, goodness me.
Paul Hogman. Backstage, Sami Zayn cuts a promo, Nakamura and Boogs.
Paul Hogman.
Oh.
He bumps into Johnny Knoxville, who is here to gain official entry for the Royal Rumble. Peen Heyman. Sami Zayn doesn't take him seriously. He then faces Boogs and loses via roll-up. And he argues with Boogs and Nakamura afterwards, allowing Knoxville to sneak up behind and throw him over the top rope. The ring announcer reveals that he's now officially in the Rumble in lieu of being able to put someone over the top rope.
And his theme music is the Jackass theme, which makes sense.
It's called Corona.
It's not.
It is.
How unfortunate.
The people will survive. I had the Jackass album when I was like 8 years old. Fantastic scenes.
Wait, we say the Jackass theme. I don't remember this playing. Is that?
Yeah, it's called Corona.
Oh, okay.
But I think it's fantastic that Sami Zayn keeps landing these spots with the celebrities. It seems that when a celebrity heads over to SmackDown, the first port of call is Sami Zayn, which is a a massive show of faith in Sami Zayn and his abilities to talk with other human beings.
But if I had to guess which one won on Impact pay-per-view this week and which one was thrown over the top rope by Johnny Knoxville, I'd guess Heath Slater was the one in WWE, like the one still doing that, and then Sami Zayn. He is in the Heath Slater role slightly, but he does it well, Yeah.
But it's nice to see that Johnny Knoxville's gone through all that training to dump Sami over the top rope and prove he is more than qualified to be in the WWE Royal Rumble match.
I'm worried about him. I know he's got an extreme tolerance for pain, as we all know, but it just looks like his knees are going to go at any second or something. He's aged, obviously, as everyone does, but just worry about him a little bit now.
What's going to happen? Let's try and predict what's going to happen to Johnny Knoxville. It's going to be like a disastrous throw or something, is it?
Probably. I mean, he's just filmed Jackass, so surely he's still doing physically dangerous stuff.
Yeah, but to promote it...
Yeah.
Have you seen the trailer, by the way?
No.
A man gets bitten in the face by a snake. Not Paul Heyman's.
I feel like they've done...
Oh, right. Okay,
they've done worse stuff than that before, haven't they?
But a man gets bitten in the face by a snake.
It'll probably not be venomized.
Happened in Kill Bill.
It.
Anyway, do you think Corey Graves got his clearance to wrestle when they announced Johnny Knoxville is competing? He went, wait a minute, I'm way better off than him.
I can control my own piss. I can.
Yeah, he's got.
I mentioned it a few times last week, but that video where he goes through all of the ailments he's got, it's incredible. So maybe that was the tipping point for Corey Graves. You're letting him in the Rumble.
Yeah.
And did most of his injuries, the most severe ones, happen when he did the Action Park film, which no one saw?
So what?
It was something to do with a toboggan, was it? Where he properly messed himself up, I think. It's been a couple of years since I've seen this video, but I think that's what the film was about.
Yeah, because the story of Action Park is an amazing one. There's loads of it's a good Defunct Land video on it about how insane it was. Then they went, let's make a film of it. Came and went. And then all the thing that seemed to come out was Joe Knoxville got more injured on that than anything he's done with Jackass.
Wow.
It's a bit heartbreaking. Also, speaking of ability, Boogs, in this match, not only does he overshadow Nakamura during his entrance and all of his title run, but now he's doing better stuff than him in the ring as well.
The power of Boogs!
Yeah.
Hang on,
that gorilla press thing.
Yeah, just
yeah, he is good. I don't think he's better than Nakamura. Come on now, guys. Come on.
You don't think he's better than Nakamura? It's not a high hurdle to jump over.
Oh, like current Nakamura, not just like ever.
Oh, yeah, not 2014 Nakamura, no.
Fair enough then. Not Michael Jackson Nakamura, no. Or whatever he was going for back then. One
of the Young Bucks?
Yeah, Michael Jackson did like the Young Bucks. That's what we've heard. Charlotte Flair arrives to reveal a surprise entrance in the Royal Rumble match. Herself.
Oh, that was annoying. Yeah, she's a heel, so,
Yeah. She's interrupted by Naomi, who wants a title match right now. So Charlotte mocks Naomi, who slaps her. They have a match with Charlotte wins, but they do the... is it Fully Loaded 98? I believe so. No, this isn't a... You can't... It's a no DQ match. It's a no count out.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah, something like that, yeah.
Yeah. You know, I've seen it at least 100 times. And then afterwards, Sonya Deville announces Naomi as the loser.
Yeah, Sonya Deville's now doing Eva Marie's thing, or Doudrop's thing. The loser, Eva Marie.
Thank you for
that. I thought it was a load of bollocks how they announced everybody for this Rumble match.
Yeah.
Imagine how... What's wrong with surprises these days? I'm sure there'll be a reason because there's some sort of sponsor wants it or TV deal or whatever, load of bollocks. But surprises is what make wrestling fantastic for a Rumble match, especially. Why change that? Load of nonsense.
Well, it's all right, Ross, as these pay-per-view specials or super shows or premium live events or whatever are proven. There's a lot of people who watch every show and then watch the main bit, and there's a lot of people who just watch those big shows. So it will be a surprise for a lot of the people watching, even though they have announced them on TV already.
Yeah.
God, they treat us the bread and butter with such disdain, don't they?
Yeah.
And rightfully so.
But I do quite like them putting out the possibility of Charlotte Flair winning and then picking her opponent. I know that some people won't like it. I mean, a lot of people won't like it because everyone hates Charlotte Flair. But I think it'd be a nice change. people vying for Charlotte Flair's affections to have that WrestleMania match with her.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want that, but it would be unique though. Definitely, it's fair
Remember
enough.
they did the Women's Royal Rumble of 2019, and Charlotte was the only one who got a promo building up to it. I was like, "Oh, that's happening, is it?" And then she won. I was like, "Wow, who'd have thought?"
Wait,
of all
did
the
she?
things. Well, the one that she won, they hadn't announced properly.
Right.
I guess everyone just assumed who was doing it. She was the only one who got a promo. I remember this so vividly. She got one promo about. I'm like, "Oh, there is one." And then she won.
Who's won the women's rumbles? Asuka,
Charlotte,
Becky, Bianca. Is there been four?
Yeah.
Just four? Yeah. Fair enough. No.
As for the match, though, I thought it was lovely. Seeing Naomi getting so much offense in against Charlotte Flair. The blockbuster on the floor was gnarly AF, as the kids might say. But once again, we're sat here seeing Sonya getting involved and then wondering what's Sonya's problem. Still don't know. Still want to know.
It's not going to be explained now.
We're not going to get it.
No.
It's just happening. Backstage, Adam Pearce tells Sonya that he's going to pick Roman Reigns' Rumble opponent tonight. They walk off to talk an hour. In the meantime, it's time for Happy Talk with Happy Corbin.
Are we all happy heads? Are we little happy heads?
I'm
That's
a
what we
happy
called
head.
as fans. The little happy heads. We're all little happy heads, aren't we?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Paul Heyman doesn't have a little happy head. He has a
Oh my
big one.
God. No.
His guest this week is Drew McIntyre, which turns out to be Madcap Moss in disguise. They mock Drew's injury before winning a tag match against the Viking Raiders. What do they do?
The famous Scottish people, Maffew.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they've got beards.
Defending their fellow Scot.
Yeah. I did like that. This was all rubbish, but the bit where Madcap Moss... No, wait, it's actually me.
He takes off the neck brace. Oh, it's me.
Can I just say, why
it's
did they
great.
make that man wear a shirt? Because he looks like Evan Courageous, but bigger.
That's the compliment you want, really.
If I spent all the... No, Evan Courageous had a flawless physique. Wow! But it's just
And
like...
he
was that
sucked
tough?
in the ring.
He was just a little man. But if I had spent all that time building that body, and then they said to me, you're going to have to wear a white shirt, or whatever colour shirt he wears, a stripy blue shirt, I'd tell it the guy, go away. Let
I've
me
just
get me
googled
tits
Evan
out.
Courageous there. Wow. I forgot that he was so chiseled.
Everybody 3 count, 1, 2, 3.
Dancing to
can't
the new
remember the
monkey? I don't know.
I know, I like Backstreet Boys, NSYNC too.
Oh, yeah.
Britney
yeah.
Spears is kind of cute.
cute.
I
Oh,
like
my
Tank advert dancing.
Behind the decks, yeah.
There's green circle. Anyway, backstage, Sheamus says he doesn't care about Drew's injury, but he does care about Ridge Holland. He was hurt at day 1. To take his mind off it, Sheamus says he's entering the Rumble.
This is the way that Rumble entrance should be announced. By them announcing it backstage like this. The classic way.
No qualifying matches, that's a little bollocks.
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah.
I was thinking about this, though, while watching this promo from Sheamus, but it's lovely that Ridge got the injury when he did so, because now he can go back home and watch Sheamus win Rumble in pub.
The lads, yeah.
With
No,
the
do you think
lads.
he's at home recovering? He's just they've got his own little bed in the pub in the main bit with a drip.
He's just bathing his nose in a pint of Tetley's.
Oh, no.
At the bar with his nose just soaking.
No, he'd
Bring
drink
your
Yorkshire tea. Or Tetley's lager.
Yeah, Tetley's lager, isn't it?
Sorry.
Is it Tetley's? It is Tetley's, isn't it?
They do a lager, don't they? Yeah, they do a lager beer.
Yeah, but you have to put on Tetley's lager because,
Just in case it's bollocks, let's go for Boddingtons. I imagine lots of people
There
in
you
Yorkshire
go.
drink Boddingtons.
Adam Pearce enters Roman's locker room to tell him his Rumble opponent, but Reigns tells him to sod off because he's about to watch the Usos take on the New Day in a street fight. And this match happens. It's announced as the last one for a while, just for the best. The New Day try to use medieval armor to their advantage, but the Usos win with a 3D, a 1D,
A 1D.
to a table.
One
The tag team.
and done.
Oh, is that the new thing? Is that Pat's new
Yeah.
thing? Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, it was almost like it was in the room. And he's Canadian. From Ross's impression. Yeah, this was a fun match, a good match, but it's like, okay, cool. Love you guys. You always knock out the park, but okay.
Any
Next.
news on what the Dudleys think of them using the 3D?
Bully Ray probably has heat. How dare they steal my move?
Yeah,
Heat with me.
In my day.
The Usos did promise before the match that this would be the end of the feud, but I don't believe them, quite frankly.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know what's giving me that impression. But I thought, the match was fun. I was expecting more stuff with it being a street fight, but it was just that little bit outside the ring. The stuff with the armor was the highlight, where the super kicked King Xavier in the face, but it didn't register because he had a helmet on. That was good.
Paul
Who else
Heyman's
has a
got a
helmet?
Didn't have Paul Hellman. Paul Hellman? Paul Hellman's mayonnaise.
Oh, no.
Mayonnaise. Semen. But I thought it was great.
Seaman, I thought it was great.
Back in Roman's locker room, somebody knocks on the door to the rhythm of the Shield theme. He tells them to come in, and it's Seth Rollins. He laughs.
Yeah?
Yes. He went all that way just to go. Then he went home again.
No, presumably they discussed the situation off camera.
I don't think they did because Raw, that's when he revealed it, didn't he?
Yeah.
But when AJ Styles speaks about the little things of professional wrestling, that's what he's speaking about. I don't know if that's picking up.
The Shield theme, yeah.
Knock.
I thought it was a lovely touch. And just hope Rollins is all right once Reigns destroys him in seconds. But no, it will be they'll have time to develop the match, won't they? But he's not going to be a hell's chance.
Sorry, Joe. Hopefully tonight on SmackDown we find out why Adam Pearce and Seth Rollins have been verbally canoodling behind the scenes to give the Raw superstar Seth Rollins a shot at the SmackDown title, because that needs explained.
It won't get explained.
I know that we'll get onto it later, but he didn't. He sort of gave an explanation, but didn't. But we need to find out from Adam Pearce himself. Hopefully, Sonya holds him to task on this one, or maybe it was down to Sonya. Who knows? God, the possibilities are endless.
Yeah. I don't think we'll find it. I'm not optimistic, I've got to say.
But I am looking forward to Seth hopefully using that as part of his act and comes out and laughs in sync with the Shield theme.
I'm looking forward to the match as well. I think it's good. What do you mean, Maffew?
Rollins never loses, Maffew. This is the most jeopardy the Tribal Chief's Universal title has been in.
He's got his number. He's the Marley to his Tunisia.
He's the Stephen Fry to his credit card.
Yeah.
Oh, just firing on all cylinders. He's the mango to his chutney. AEW Rampage. Adam Cole takes on newcomer Jake Atlas. Cole wins, but unfortunately Atlas gets legitimately injured in the match.
Yeah.
I can't remember Jake Atlas being so thick with 2 C's at the end when he was in NXT.
Yeah. He's looking small.
Big boy.
He is. It's probably not the best choice of word to use when talking about AEW, but he is looking swole. Medium swole.
Oh.
But it's such a shame for him, because it was his first match, big opponent, and hopefully he's not out for too long. I can't remember has there been news on how long he might be out for?
I think so. Yeah.
No.
It was a good match. I don't know if it was just me, but I was watching this match thinking, looking at the standoffs and the certain kicking spots and whatnot, I was just thinking, this is like a takeover match, this. NXT. Yeah. Go on, the Cole. NXT.
He's taking the spirit of the black and gold brand with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Excalibur did say in commentary, well, they have wrestled each other. They've been in other companies before. So in a cage match, and went, what, PWG or some social promotion? Like, oh, NXT, right. Oh, right. I didn't really associate that with them. But yeah,
Jake Atlas never got a chance at NXT.
No.
Except
they
when
put
it was...
they put him on that lovely poster that's like, they're really celebrating the differences.
Yeah.
And then everyone on that poster was fired. Or quit.
2 months later, wasn't it? They're all gone. It was incredible.
Yeah.
He did have a couple of highlights, though. The backstabber counter thingy where he's flying off the ropes. Fantastic. And then he did the high-angle suplex bomb thing. I don't know what to call it, but that's a move he should add to his arsenal more in the future.
High-angle suplex bomb.
He had him up like that, like a suplex, and he sort of brought him down like a power bomb. It was, whoa.
Ooh.
Only a thick boy can pull that off.
Paul can.
Hook beats Aaron Solo with ease and also suplexes QT Marshall after the match.
Still fully on board with this.
Hook,
yeah,
etc.
Everything's so seamless with the guy. Even his fade into the top of his hair. I can't. This is what I spent most of my time doing watching this match, was trying to work out where the short bit ends and the long bit on top begins, because I can't work it out. It's incredible.
He looks like Sonic. He looks like a Sonic the Hedgehog. He looks like Sonic the Hedgehog, or a Sonic the Hedgehog character.
Say that to his face, I dare you.
He won't know who Sonic is.
He's too busy getting lap dances and stuff.
You know what? That was so weird to me, because people are like, yeah, he's a real lad. Go, let's do it. I'm like, what? Like, okay, fair enough then. I didn't realize that was such a crazy thing. But also, it's like, why would you record someone in that?
Yeah. That's weird. That is, whoever recorded that video is a weirdo.
Look at that guy, you're like, get this. I'm like, oh, cheers, pal. Cheers.
Let him live his life, for goodness sake.
Yeah, he's trying. He definitely was living it then.
Living La Vida Loca.
Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter take on Rio and Ruby Soho. That's her name. Thank you for clipping that bit where I got her name right last week as well. Hayter loses the match, getting rolled up by Riho and possibly causing more tension between herself and Britt. Oh,
we'll find out very soon after, because it was Clash of Champions. Battle of the Belts, as well.
Yeah. I would go as far as to say I hated the finish to this matchup as a massive fan of Jamie Hayter. Because a lot is made about Riho's weight, right, in the professional wrestling, mostly by Jim Ross, I concede, but it's always mentioned how small she is, and she's pinning down Jamie Hayter. Come on, no.
Was it not through techers and intelligence rather than strength?
Maybe.
Okay.
I would accept that as a logical response, but I like to think power always overpowers technique, if that makes any sense.
Okay.
I get you.
You know what I mean?
I do, sadly. Eddie Kingston teams up with Santana and Ortiz to face Daniel Garcia and 2.0 in a street fight. But they start fighting anyway during Mark Henry's pre-match interview.
Yeah, I like that bit.
Eddie Kingston always has these nice little bits with promos where he's just like, no, I'm not going to try here for promo. Let's just do the match. The good guys win, but Garcia and 2.0 duct tape. Woo! Eddie to the ropes afterwards. And Jericho makes the save. I'm very sorry for going woo after reading duct tape. That just instinctively happened in my head, and I couldn't stop it. Life is like Paul Heyman's knob.
No!
It is re big.
I didn't know what to make of this matchup, lads. It was a thing that happened. It was very AEW big silly bollocks match, wasn't it? But the only highlight I wrote down was the bit where Ortiz saved Santana from the corner. Like, he was going to hit the corner like Bret Hart, I think, in the tits. And he saved him from it and then sort of dragged him backwards into a roll-through cutter. That was liquid. Liquid wrestling.
On that point, AEW was in for some criticism this week. Also for what happened on Dynamite, with a few booking decisions here and there as well. Because it's not immune to criticism, obviously, and it shouldn't be. But one interesting one that went under the radar, that one interesting opinion that I saw was from Mr. Hall from 411 Mania, who wrote that he couldn't enjoy this match even though it was good, because they've had quite a few randomly wild street fights recently.
I agree with that.
With not enough build to justify the payoff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, hey, here's another hardcore brawl. It's like, we've just had one of these.
Especially when they had a promo package as well with the bunny's face all over it, I think just before the match started, maybe. Yeah. I can't remember where it happened in the show, but that was fresh in the mind, and you're thinking, oh, this isn't quite as good, but it's pretty much the same, but not really.
Yeah. Well, that actually segs, unless there's any other thoughts there, onto Battle of the Belts.
Oh, also, just before we move on, Daniel Garcia is like the who is it who's popping up on all three brands now? And we said, is he the new Nia Jax? Because Daniel Garcia is AEW's Nia Jax. He's absolutely everywhere. I don't mind. He's good, but he's everywhere. Who are we saying is the new Nia Jax in WWE? Because they're on all the brands. It's Grayson Waller.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
And that was... We'll get onto that as well.
Oh, we don't have to. AEW Battle of the Belts. So, called Battle of the Belts because there's 3 titles on the line. Cody Rhodes is absent.
Yeah.
Because he's got COVID. Another bad booking decision from AEW. So that means that Dustin Rhodes took on Sammy Guevara in his absence for the interim TNT title.
Or was it a happy accident? Because Dustin Rhodes is still brilliant.
See, Dustin Rhodes is very impressive. What he does, it defies logic, really, considering all the stuff he's done to his body, and he's 90 years into his career and all that stuff, and him doing Canadian Destroyers off the apron through a table. It still was like, okay, sorry, Cody's not here. Here's Dustin Rhodes doing this. Oh, I'm going to win anyway. To me, it's almost I'm putting this. See if I can put this eloquent. Come on, Maffew, you've got 3 seconds. Dustin is doing a lot of work, but a lot of what he did didn't really help the match.
Okay.
What's the point in doing all that cool stuff if then somebody's going to get in and just pin him anyway?
Keep him strong, brother.
Keep Dustin Rhodes strong.
Yeah.
I really wanted him to win because I wanted them to do a rematch, but I don't know if they should ever do a rematch because it won't be as good as the first Cody versus Dustin, I suppose.
No.
Yeah. I enjoyed it a lot.
I really enjoyed the start where Dustin was like, I think he did one sort of run off the ropes, and he was, excuse me, I burped on the podcast. I am a terrible person. Just to treat for everyone there listening. But the way he was like sort of bent over and blown out of his arse after one sort of run across the ring, then he started wrestling. Nice. He started wrestling like a millennial twink on speed. I thought it was a lovely progression and a lovely journey through the matchup. And I sort of get what you're saying, Maffew, but it is just like, it's just impressive seeing, Goldust doing all that stuff here in the year 2022. I can see why he does it. Just to go, oh yeah, I can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that, but it's kind of like, all right, cool. Sammy wins the interim, and then Daniel Garcia goes, I want a match. I'm not enough shows this week. He goes, all right, Daniel, get you on the next show as well. Don't worry.
The biggest shock of the week, though, for me, in the entire world of professional wrestling, was Daniel Garcia's jeans. Now, I'm no fashionista, but those jeans, they belong on a mother, don't they?
Where's he
on a
from
mother,
in America?
Not a millennial twink on speed, you mean?
I'm gonna find out where in America he's from, because that could, if he's from like a rural bit of town, maybe it's cool there. I don't know.
A rural bit of town.
He's from the wrong side of the track.
Main streets
Yeah,
of Greenwich, Connecticut.
Yeah, Daniel Garcia. Oh, he was trained by the Blade. That's interesting. Can't find out. Oh, he's from Buffalo. Okay.
New York?
Yeah.
Oh.
Upstate.
That's not that rural, is it?
Upstate, but no.
He must like the chicken wings.
Yes, absolutely.
Buffalo sauce? Is that where that comes from? Or does it come from the buffalo?
the milk buffaloes.
And the soldiers they have there? Yeah. Ricky Starks beats Matt Sydal to retain the FTW Championship. Ian Powerhouse Hobbs beats Sydal down after the match. Then Lee Moriarty runs out for the save, but gets laid out too. So Dante Martin runs down to help clear the ring. Further infuriating Taz, who goes, damn it, we're still speaking to our lawyers, how he was able to join us, then leave immediately afterwards.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jack, go on.
Should Dante Martin be able to clear the ring with Powerhouse Hobbs in there? I don't know. It's fine. But sorry, Ross, go on.
On the surface of things, I was going to say, like, Starks versus Sydal and how back and forth it was like, you did think, that's pretty much par for the course. Two fantastic wrestlers who can do a lot of impressive things. But this match was tainted for me because I did a lot of research because me and Jack did an AEW sort of yearly review for the roster. And I saw that Matt Sydal lost every single match he had apart from one on Dynamite and Rampage in the year of 2021. So I was watching this back and forth matchup thinking, he's lost all of his matches apart from one on the two big shows last year. This isn't a good look for Ricky Starks. But maybe that was just me.
Yeah, it didn't help that on the little build-up or the little videos they show. It's like, here's Matt Sydal. He's been on a hot streak recently, and they showed the wins he had in June. Like,
I remember going through... In that video, I wrote down like all of because he didn't have too many Rampage and Dynamite matches last year, and I wrote them all down, and it was like he lost, he got one win, then he lost, and he lost, and he lost, and he lost. I'm thinking, I thought wins and losses mattered more in AEW, but we have Ricky Starks struggling against this loser.
Yeah, I like both these dudes, but this was just a match. The crowd were still recovering from the crazy stuff of the first match. The FTW titles had no build at all. The Dante Martin versus Taz things build up more. This was just a little match on a little show. Yeah.
Wow.
How did they fix that title? Because obviously it's just there with Ricky Starks, but there's no effort put into it, is there?
Right.
I think all you need to do is have a non-member of Team Taz win it, and then Team Taz are fuming and try and get it back. And that'll make it a bit more relevant.
That'll do.
Yeah.
That'll help us remember that Brian Cage was never here. And in the main event, Britt Baker defends her title against Rio. Despite continued tension with Jamie Hayter, she manages to retain. And Hayter and Rebel argue over who gets to hand Britt the belt. So, yeah, just another match to serve the continuing storyline.
It was a weird little journey.
We just had.
a weird little journey for Jamie Hayter, because when Britt, or was it Rebel gave her the belt at the start of the match, she just threw it on the floor in disgust. And then by the end, she was hugging Britt Baker. So who knows? Who knows
what's going on?
But hopefully she turns on Britt Baker and just flattens her and beats her for the title.
Oh, I've seen a lot of people speculating that Thunder Rosa could be the next champion.
Yeah, that's only in a name, isn't it? There's nobody else really up there on that level.
I
hope they don't do Hayter just yet, because they're also doing this exact same thing with MJF and Wardlow.
Yeah. Maybe they've got further to go with, but the Jamie Hayter stuff's more frequent, isn't it? Like Wardlow and MJF would fall out once every couple of months, but with these two, it's like every week. With these two bloody women, and I'm joking. What am I doing? What?
That's what Jack's about to say. Like, I was like, you know what they're like? And me and Ross go, no, what are you saying, Jack?
Oh, for God's sake.
That was Jack providing a commentary on men writing professional wrestling storylines for women.
Thank you.
Yes. Jack playing the role of Jack.
It wasn't the actual thoughts. No, it wasn't that, Maffew. It wasn't that. Oh.
Who does right? Is it still Kenny Omega who's like the top Dirk in the sort of behind the scenes of the women's roster?
I don't know, actually.
No, he's too busy on Twitter.
What happened there? Because I missed all
you know
this.
what? No, I'm
all right,
dick there. I apologise. We'll move on.
I just saw his name trending, and then I was like, why people... A lot of people were saying, why are people having a go at Kenny Omega? And I didn't bother to look anymore because I couldn't be asked.
People need to realise, doesn't matter if you're a wrestler, a content creator, or just some guy with a dog, whatever you want to be on Twitter. You can't get in an argument with people on Twitter. It's like the old adage of you don't get into a fight with a pig because it likes to fight in the mud. No, mess it up. It likes to... It's like the old adage of fighting a pig. You don't fight the pig, so it'll bring you down to the level of fighting in the mud, and it loves the mud.
That's it. There we go. That's it.
Terrible, Maffew. By the way...
lads! Australia have cancelled Novak Djokovic's visa again. We have had an update on the situation.
Oh, yeah, sorry, we looked at this before the podcast, yeah.
Oh, was this... No, that was due. That was on air, wasn't it?
No, we had a look before, but no worries. No, but thank you for that breaking news.
Damn it, sorry.
I appreciate that.
So you were talking... You were
helping me out. You were bailing me out because I was going, wait, how do they... Just don't fight a pig on Twitter, all right?
I get you were giving very sage advice and I cut you off. I'm sorry.
No, I was going nowhere. Thank you, pal.
What happened to Kenny Omega? That's what I want to know. No. Forget about your pigs. I just want to know what happened to Kenny Omega.
Well, people were being...
He responded to people going, boo, you suck, and here's my opinions on you, and because you wrestled that kid one time in Japan and all this.
All right.
And then some people...
You look like a bit of a nonce. And then he would reply, well, you look like a guy who looks like a nonce. It's like, everyone sucks here. Stop it.
Just be quiet, Kenny. Yeah.
Everyone looks terrible here. This is why you don't get into fights with people, because they said,
pigs
you
in
won't.
the mud.
Tom likes to do it. Tom likes to raise these people up.
Oh, here we go. Right,
and sometimes he does
on
it.
Tom's Twitter. Okay.
No, sometimes he does it, but I keep on telling Tom, I love him to death. Tom, it's great that you do that. You look after your image a lot more than a lot of people. That's fantastic. But you can't focus on every battle. Like AEW, you can't focus on your win-loss record because you're just gonna focus on the losses. It's gonna do your head in. Mental health is something we should all take a lot of pride in. Am I right, Ross?
Yeah, well, I say this to Tom, like, when I see it happen when we're in the office together, which hasn't been for a while, but, like, I just say, like, just ignore them. Like, but he always says, like, oh, people shouldn't get away with saying bad things. Well, I do agree with that. But I always think, like, when you respond, because we all get it, but some of us choose not to respond to it, and it seems to just die down quicker, because you're giving them what they want if you respond. Exactly. That's what I think.
Yeah, I've never, it took me a few years to realise, but I've never responded and felt better because of it and gone like, I showed them. You just think, like, it's not helped anything. But with Tom, I think part of what he's doing is trying to
not let make people get away with it.
Well, make people realise, not even necessarily the people who've said it, but people who follow him and stuff, realise that, you know, if you say something quite nasty to a person you've just seen on a screen, it's quite easy to forget that they're a real person. I think what he's trying to do is, like, remind people, which I understand, and, like, I totally understand why he does it, but sometimes there's just too many people out there, you know, like, sometimes you're never going to change, like, I don't know. I get what he's doing, though. I get what he's doing.
Yeah, love them all to death, but let's just say some sage advice from someone who's been doing this for a while, for anybody out there. If you worry about all the people that don't agree with you, you're not going to have enough time in the day to worry about the people who do care about you. All right? Monday Night Raw. Lesnar and Heyman make their entrance to open the show, with Lashley and MVP watching on from the gorilla position.
Oh, no.
Shelton Benjamin, Cedric Alexander ask Bobby, hey, how can we help? And he tells them that he works alone and breaks up the Hurt Business again. What was the point in that?
I'm aghast. Why?
I guess to find the reason for it was to set up the end of the segment. So it had some sort of rhyme or reason.
But that's so short term. Like,
yeah. This is the World Wrestling Federation. We're speaking about. But they definitely did reunite. That definitely did happen. Everyone saw it, and we didn't forget about it. And they did forget about it, I think. And now they've just sort of like they've gone, oh my god, let's just do that there quickly. That was a load of bollocks. But before that segment took place, do you see the opening promo package for this week's Raw?
No.
Nah, skip them.
Very interesting, because they made Bobby Lashley's stuff on last week's Raw. They painted him as the biggest babyface since Daniel Bryan. They had him doing this stuff in the ring, then they cut away to sort of big crowd pops and whatnot, sort of setting him up as this big babyface. And obviously, as we'll get on to now, that didn't quite translate to this week's crowd. Not at all.
Maybe they were going to turn him face and then changed their mind. I don't
know.
Yeah, he's not being a face.
No.
Almost last time he was face against Sami Zayn.
Have they just accidentally gone like, well, he's facing Lesnar. He must be the face, and then they've realised, no, Lesnar's the face.
Yeah, Brock's been as nice as Brock has ever has been in wrestling, hasn't he? Over the last couple of months, he's paid his $1 million fine, for goodness sake. He worked a few dates over Christmas. What more do you want from Brock?
Oh, hang on, someone. Oh no, wait! I think that's already. That's part of a different show, but we're going to talk about it. It reminded me of another angle that's going on, but yeah.
So, in the ring, Heyman introduces Lesnar, but interrupted by Lashley and MVP. Lashley accuses Brock of avoiding him for the last 20 years. But Brock says he didn't know who Lashley was until he met him at day one to other week. Lesnar calls Lashley a Brock Lesnar wannabe and leaves. Then Cedric and Shelton try to ambush Bobby, so he beats them up brave, like a brave babyface Bobby that he is. But before that, Brock Lesnar did a bit of comedy.
Oh, God, he did.
Hey, Paul. What's that, my tribal chief? No, the other one. Oh, sorry. The next big thing. Knock, knock. Crowd. Who's there? Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley who? Exactly.
Hey.
It's one of those old jokes that's always funny.
But when it's Brock Lesnar, you feel obliged to laugh because he's terrifying.
Yeah.
He had a couple of zingers in this promo. He was like, it's an honour for me to be in the ring with me. After Bobby said it was an honour for him to be in the ring with Brock. Fantastic stuff.
Yeah.
Bobby Lashley's never going to out babyface Brock Lesnar when this Brock Lesnar is the Brock Lesnar we're seeing.
Yeah,
that's my thoughts on it.
Yeah. I also like Bobby Lashley's turtleneck. It's a good look. Maybe that's the babyface turtleneck's out. That's how we know he's
fantastic clothes, doesn't he, Bobby?
Oh.
And he pulls them off.
Maybe if we're lucky. Backstage, Randy Orton writes notes on Riddle's hands, introducing him to make the tag in their
or
upcoming
instructing
match.
him.
Yes, instructing him, because Riddle forgot last time. And that's why... No, that's not right. He didn't have a tag match today. But whatever. Riddle doesn't forget to tag in Randy.
He wants him to tag him in more, yeah.
Yeah. Riddle's more concerned about where to go for cheesesteaks afterwards because he's high and an idiot.
Part of the show...
He's in Philadelphia. What more do you want
and
to
he
do,
made
Maffew?
him go. He made Randy go. Hey, so Randy, pick between them. And he said it really quickly about his entrance. You can hear the yay, boo from... Because it's not really a Newcastle equivalent, is it? Because it's just, what's your favourite Greg's?
Yeah, it's Greg's, isn't it?
Like,
but which Greg's is the best one to go
which
to?
Which Greg's?
Yeah.
It's the one just above the big market, isn't it? That's the one. That's the Mecca.
Quite partial to the one on Chillingham Road. That's pretty good.
Nah, the one on Grey Street, because it's tiny. So it's never.
See, we've all got different ones, and that's just
pathetic,
shows...
isn't it?
Yeah.
Pathetic.
But this show made me sad in a way because they were getting silly up in Philly, as I think Roman Reigns once said. Someone said that once. Do you know when he was being a babyface and everyone booed him? I think he might have gone. We're getting
that was the exact
silly.
moment they turned against him.
Yeah, but we were getting silly up in Philly, and Philadelphia is one of those cities that has such a wrestling legacy behind it, and a specific one as well, like hardcore and ECW and everything. And now WWE have made it the place where cheesesteaks are. I'm just sad. I know that it is. I know it's famous for cheesesteaks as well. But in wrestling, that's not what Philadelphia is. You know.
So if Madcap Moss was feuding with a guy from Philly, like a Riddle, would he come out dressed as a cheesesteak?
Yeah.
With a neck brace.
If you'd suggested that last week, I wouldn't have bet against it happening.
He takes the cheesesteak off. It's me. Anyway, don't let the cheesesteaks. By the way, I've had one of those famous Philly cheesesteaks. I can see why people rave about them. But,
really, in Philadelphia?
Yeah, and it's the one around the corner from the arena as well.
Nice.
And it was exactly like every parody you've seen of like, hey, what do you want? Hey, come on, hey.
That's good.
Hurry up, hey. I love that one. They lose to the Alpha Academy, who become the new tag team champions, which I'm hyped for. I thought that they'd forgotten about the Alpha Academy thing, just to do that weird Street Profits match with that one band that came up with them, and it was just like, well, today won, whatever. And they forgot about this little feud that they're doing. They haven't forgotten about it, and Alpha Academy have beaten them. The tag titles. Since
Vince, as Ross pointed out, said that Otis was very, very damn impressive. Or whatever he said. Yeah. Since he said that, they just started winning at an incredible rate. Like, Otis was pinning Riddle in 2 minutes and stuff. Yeah. But I'm pleased for them. And I didn't realise, if you looked on their Instagram, they've been friends for years and years and years.
They did the amateur wrestling together, didn't they?
I didn't realise that, this was going to sound bad, I didn't realise that Otis was at a similar level to Gable at the amateur wrestling. Because Gable's like elite level, isn't he? He's like very, very good. But
different weight classes.
Oh,
yeah, that too. How could you not tell when one man's gimmick is, I'm really good at the graps, and the other one's gimmick is,
they kept calling him a tree on this week's Raw. Stop calling him a tree, for goodness sake. He's a real boy.
He's not the most tree-like... You'd call, like, Omos a tree. Because he's so tall.
It's like one of those tree beard from Lord of the Rings.
Otis isn't
a tree. Just an actual tree.
Speaking about their Instagram, though, I think it was on Chad's Instagram this week. He was posting how they were doing RKO-specific training ahead of this matchup. And once again, that's what AJ Styles is speaking about, about the little things. They're doing, like, neck exercises and whatnot. But I guess going forward from here, it depends how stupid of a boy Riddle is. Because obviously he tagged in Randy for this matchup, and Randy ate the pin. So Randy's given him advice, and the advice has gone wrong. So the question is Riddle stupid enough to realise this? And will he do something about it?
Riddle can be a heel, but I don't think he'll work in WWE's environment, because wasn't he a heel and involved for a bit, and he was all cocky MMA man and stuff. It was similar to his face stuff, but like with a more brutal edge. But I don't know if they could do that in the PG WWE era. They probably could, but I don't know if they will. Do you think he'll turn heel, is what I'm saying, sorry, in a long-winded way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's no way Randy can turn heel. He's at the point now where it's like, you're getting cheered no matter what, mate.
He would have to do something disastrous to Riddle to turn heel these days, I reckon.
Cheesesteak stuck. Oh, God damn it.
Cheesesteaks are stuck.
Cheesesteaks suck. I just completely...
I'm really hungry. And it's not helping. Like, I'm really...
I hate waking up in the morning and doing these, because my brain's just like, I'm in bed, mate. You can do the podcast. I'm having a beer.
Well, we used to do them on a Thursday afternoon.
Yeah, we do them on a Friday morning because of you, Maffew.
Because of you.
And I've said we could do the Thursday afternoon every week, and you go, no, we like doing them.
No, you haven't.
I've told you. I told you this last year.
When?
Oh, now you hear us. See, I've got a video proof. I've got you in 4K.
This is the first time hearing of it. I'd love to do Thursday afternoon.
I told you.
I would love to do Thursday afternoons as well.
Bastards.
It would also make...
Leave this in.
It would also make Tubman's life easier.
Yeah, because Tubman's got such a rush to get.
Oh, now you're hearing us. Good. I said this at least 2 months ago.
And no one heard
us. In the chat. I'll print screen it probably Twitter.
No, go and find it now.
Go
and find it now.
Go on, I will.
What Maffew said was...
wrestling. We'll make this a 5-hour podcast. I can't find it.
I'm pretty sure that Maffew said that, lads, some weeks now. It wasn't every week.
No, I said I could do it.
He didn't do it.
Maffew, we'd be doing it on a Thursday now every week if you said that. Believe me.
Can we do it next week, Thursday?
Yes.
Get in.
Yes, of course we can.
Which means, as a disclaimer, next Friday, something terrible is going to happen in professional
wrestling. And every Friday.
Good, because the terrible thing was I'll still be in bed. Oh, get in.
Look at this domestic we're having on the pod.
Damian Priest announces he's entering the Rumble. Oh, who cares? He teams with Street Profits to take on Apollo Crews and those dirty dogs. Ziggler pins Dawkins to get the win on his team, which means that Ziggler's still getting a push, even though he just lost the mini feud with Damian or whatever. Any thoughts here?
Dawkins is a great hot tag.
Yes, he is. Yes.
He's getting into a really good hot tag. Because we all know, I don't know, I guess we all did join in on the sort of like, Montez is the star of the team. Dawkins is also there, but Dawkins holds up his end of the bargain these days. I'm a fan of Dawkins these days.
Yeah, I think so as well. He's not as naturally good at wrestling as Ford, but he's still very, very good. Are they going to be? Do you think the Profits are going to be the ones built up to take on Alpha Academy for the belts?
Haven't we just seen them do it? Did we? We saw it on SmackDown a lot, didn't we? The start of the year.
Yeah.
But that doesn't matter. I don't know. I was just saying, just in case we had seen it a lot of times before.
Maybe.
Not that it matters. It doesn't matter. They'll do it. They'll do rematches until the cows come home.
Yeah.
Until the buffaloes milk their sauce.
And then go for a fight on the battlefield with the other soldiers. Seth Rollins arrives to gloat about his title shot and says he always beats Roman. It says here he does.
He does?
Last time last match they had was when was it?
Seth's beating him in two very high-profile matches that I can think of.
I thought they had a match last year. It might have been done.
Rollins kept on when Roman beat Cesaro, Rollins would run in and beat down Cesaro, and it seemed like they were heading towards one, but I don't think they ever.
Oh, we didn't get it, did we?
I don't think
you're
so.
right. Okay,
no.
my mistake.
Rollins has beaten him at WrestleMania 31,
and at Money in the Bank,
and when Roman mysteriously had to leave for a month or so for 30 days.
Smoke weed every day.
So that was when he countered the spear into a pedigree. Oh,
I forgot about that. Oh,
yes.
Oh, good times. You know what? I'm excited for the match now. Thank you for the trip down memory lane.
This is where Rollins said he would explain how he got the match, and what he said was, "I took matters into my own hands."
Okay.
That's what he said. So now that's what I'm saying. We need to find out on SmackDown tonight why Sonya and Adam, those two scallywags, why they picked Rollins.
I tied a damsel to the train tracks.
They're just not very transparent, Sonya and Adam. Vince would in detail break down every evil decision he made and brag about it. But these two just... I'm sick of... We've got a non-transparent government in real life. I don't want to...
Oh.
Hey.
That Jacob Rees-Mogg's got on my nerves this morning.
Oh, really? Yes,
he says the inquiry needs to see if the lockdown restrictions were too severe when the parties took place. Oh, I would slap you in the face, you
right.
Tory prick.
Yeah.
Oh, burn them all.
Do you think Boris is gone? Do you think he's gone? It's hard to tell.
Of course he's not.
He's hung on to so much. Well, I know, but it's... The leader of the Scottish Tories has said he should go, which is quite big.
If he would have gone by now. I hope the Queen does something me. The Queen just asks, like, Drew McIntyre, can I borrow your sword? What? Cut his head off. Because they had a party the night before Philip's funeral, didn't they?
Oh,
that's the
yes,
one.
Of course.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
How could you do that to Liz? Hey?
I know.
Liz.
I'm not the biggest royalist going. In fact, I couldn't give a toss about the royal family. But how could you do that to Liz?
Rhea Ripley and Nikki Ash.
Big E came out.
God, yeah, Big E had a match with Seth.
Yeah, he came out saying he was... The thing he fantasizes about the most is walking out of Mania with the title, which is weird saying it to Rollins, because, of course, we all know the biggest thing Big E fantasizes about is Rollins' mother-in-law.
Yeah.
Is that a thing? Is that a Twitter thing?
Do you remember when Big E used to fancy Becky Lynch's mum?
Yeah.
It would be a mother. Oh, yeah, right, yeah.
Yeah,
of course
they're married now, aren't they?
Yeah.
Are they married now or just engaged?
I don't know.
Who?
Becky and Seth.
I think they're married. I don't know.
I think they're married, yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird. The two wrestlers get married and no one interfered. No one tombstone the priest. Like
Eric Bischoff was there. He had to be just lurking in the background. He loves a wedding, doesn't he?
She refers to him as a husband, doesn't she? Boy, husband. I think that was absolutely horrible.
Christ.
Do it again.
I'm Becky Lynch and I love to fight.
No, I'm not going to do that again. Sorry to the entire nation of Ireland.
Rhea Ripley and Nikki Ash are here for an in-ring interview. They have an announcement to make. He goes, so say it. No, you used to say it. All right. Nikki says that they're officially challenging Selena and Carmella to a rematch. And Rhea says, no. That's not what we agreed. What? Ripley seems to want to break up the team. Nikki's like, no. They argue and then agree, okay, well, maybe we'll have a break. Okay. We'll stay friends, though, right? Of course we will. Hug it out. That's nice. Then Nikki cheap shots Rhea and beats her down. And she says, almost superheroes don't need friends.
Oh, did she say almost superheroes?
Well, that's what she is. She's not a superhero. That's a trademark term. She's almost a superhero.
Which one she said, because now if she said superheroes, though,
they have to radio edit that out.
I know she said almost, yeah.
She said almost superheroes.
Gotta get that trademark in. Almost superheroes don't need almost friends. Would have been a much better thing off the top.
I liked one bit of this, to be fair.
The end.
No.
All right, go on, Jack.
The bit where Nikki was like, friends have to stick by each other no matter what, even if one's better than the other one in the ring. And Rhea was like, I've never said I'm better than you in the ring. And Nikki's I was talking about myself. You think I'm rubbish. It's like, you are. I've won those matches. You've lost the singles matches. That's the storyline. But I don't know what. Maybe I'm a bit optimistic about this. On the one hand, there's no tag teams in the women's tag team division, but on the plus side, I was sick of these two as a tag team anyway. So maybe it's a good thing.
This is a WrestleMania feud, this potentially. If Nikki gets herself like, I'm going to toot my own horn here, because on a pictures video a while ago, I was like, Nikki Ash needs to have something horrible happen to her, and then like descend into this dark and disturbing anti-hero sort of thing. And I hope that's where they go with this gimmick now. It's a heel
villain, not anti-hero.
Yeah, whatever.
Almost a super villain.
Yeah, almost a super villain. Well, no. She's a proper super villain. Just spell super like super villain. Then avoid all the trademark bollocks.
Yeah, get the chimel out.
But this could be like shades of Sami Zayn's heel turn for me, because obviously back in the day when Sami was the heart and the soul of NXT, we could never dream of him being a heel. But then Vince McMahon, that evil bastard, he saw Sami doing his dancing and thought, "My God, that could be an impressive heel." He said, "My God, that could be an impressive heel," and it worked because the dancing can be construed as annoying. So Nikki Ash, ASH, she could be annoying in the same way Sami Zayn is as a heel. So it could go either way, either a dark villain or an annoying villain.
You reminded me there when you said heart and soul of the Cedric Alexander and Mustafa Ali feud, where it was really good and then they made it too obvious in the match by going heart, soul, and screaming heart.
Who was
the
heart and the soul?
I can't remember. I think I can't even remember which one was the heart and which one was the soul.
You've just reminded me there what I was going to put in the Hall of Fame before Windows 11's noises. And that was Mustafa Ali's no-look sharpshooter, which was doing the rounds on Reddit this week. Did you see it?
No.
Oh, he's doing the training with this lad in the ring, and he does this like he's facing the wrong way, and then puts a sharpshooter on. Oh,
facing the wrong way.
He's like facing the wrong way. He's like facing away, and the guy's behind him, and he somehow twists it around and then puts a sharpshooter on in one swift motion, and it's fantastic.
On a person behind him.
The person's on the floor. But like, he's facing that way, and the guy's here.
Yeah.
And he somehow twizzles him around and then puts him in a sharpshooter just in one.
I can't imagine that. I'll have to have a look at it. Thank you.
It's on Reddit somewhere.
They should probably do more with him in WWE.
He's quite good at everything, isn't he?
Yeah.
Mustafa Ali.
Which means he's not getting anywhere. He's at the Cesaro level of, wow, he's good. I'm like, yeah, we know.
I'd say he's better than Cesaro, because he's got the chops on the stick as well.
Wow, I don't know if he's...
I'd say so,
yeah.
Yeah.
He's a better promo than Cesaro.
He is a better promo than Cesaro.
He's more beautiful than Cesaro.
They're both beautiful, hang on. Well, I'm getting very defensive over Cesaro.
Cesaro's got much finer nipples.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, there we go. All right.
There we are.
It's only a 6-1 result so far. But we've got 5 more minutes left until the referee blows a whistle. So.
Have we really... No, I'm not standing for this. We've really just sat there and gone, yeah, Mustafa Ali's really way better than Cesaro. I don't think that's...
Yes, we have.
That can't fly. I'm sorry. No.
Hey. Objection! Objection!
Like a certain tennis player, that won't fly.
He's a better promo. I think they're both fantastic, but I think Ali's a better promo.
Ali's a better promo, yeah. But Cesaro's got that little cute smile that he does. What's he like?
His gum shield.
Yeah.
Oh, no, not the gum shield smile.
Backstage, Reggie has bought cheesecakes for himself. Oh, for God's sake. R-Truth arrives dressed as a bin man.
Cheesecake.
And reveals that Tozawa is inside his wheelie bin. They try to attack, so Reggie and Dana throw the cheesesteaks at them, and run off. It's revealed quite hilariously that the cheesesteaks hit future world champion Tamina in the face on her birthday.
Yeah.
It really is disgusting. Isn't it? It really is. I don't know why I support this company anymore or ever have done.
She might get there one day.
She's 44 now.
Is she actually?
Is she 44? I've just plucked that number.
Right. I mean, bloody hell.
I think you're not far off because she is older than, like, she got into it.
No, she is 44, yeah.
She's 44, wow.
I wished her happy birthday.
What?
I wished her happy birthday on Twitter this week and she blanked me. Can't believe it.
Oh.
She follows me on there. She follows me on there. Well, maybe she couldn't see because she had cheese steak in her eyes still.
She ain't got any signal in the bin.
These segments are crap, aren't they?
Rubbish.
I like
still doing them because I guess they think, well, people like them. You're like, people have liked this for years.
I wonder whether, like, Tozawa's confused about how his life's got to this point. Because he went from being quite highly regarded in Japan to now, like, just once a week he gets in a bin or he hides in a bush. Has he lost concept of what wrestling is? Does he think he's in DDT?
It's like one of those, in the Flintstones, you have the animals is like doing things like they have a bird as a bin.
Oh, like the
Fred
dinosaur
will empty like a week's worth of bin juice into the bird, and the bird look at the camera and go, well, it's a living.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
Oh, God, if he does that next week. Fantastic.
Is it your birthday, Tozawa? Open wide! Anyway. Reggie accidentally runs into Omos, who threatens him for next week. Omos heads to the ring and has a match against Nick Desert Storm Sanders.
I just gave him that nickname.
Oh, right. I was like, what? I missed that.
I didn't know. I was quite bored when I wrote the Raw section of this. And
Nick Desert Storm Sanders.
I was watching Raw and I was like, oh, who's Omos going to take on? They were like, Nick Sanders. I was like, oh, I'll give him a nickname. So he's Desert Storm.
Well
now.
done, mate. Well done.
Thank you. Because I saw the word sand, I think. That's what happened.
Edge is here to host The Cutting Edge. Introduces his guest, Beth Phoenix. He says they've won more titles than any other couple in WWE history.
I've not included what Ross is wincing at, but I can mention. We can mention it if you want. Is this when she tries it on with him?
It's just, I felt like I was watching my own parents sext.
Oh.
When she was like, flattery will get you everywhere. Down, boy, down. I'm like, oh, wait, man, Beth. You didn't know what a stripper was in NXT. There you are, flirting with Edge like that. God. What?
On this day, I see clearly your God.
Paul Heyman, what are you doing here?
You speak about Edgeheads well. I gave Edgehead.
No. Oh, dear.
Edge shows a highlight video of Beth's accomplishments. No, not like that. But Miz and Maurice enter, with Miz showing a video on behalf of Maurice. Edge and Beth say they respect Maurice, but Beth's going to destroy her at the Rumble. Miz tries to hype Maurice up, but she heads to the back and leaves him alone on the stage.
Maurice needs to get ahead in the game. Like, she's not up for this.
I think we're building to the debut of Monroe Sky in a similar vein to that of Hook.
Yeah, but Hook's
Maurice will
like,
be in the Taz role on commentary, and Monroe Sky will come down and start suplexing Beth Phoenix.
Oh, you know, that sounds great. Yes. How old are they? Are they in their 40s as well?
I thought it was a fantastic... Panto's got its place, but Panto in wrestling works, and Miz is the widow Twanky. I don't know what I'm saying here. His performance was great when he's talking and Maurice walked away. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree.
Austin Theory is interviewed backstage. Oh, no. And says that Vince told him not to screw up his match against AJ Styles. That match is now, but ends at DQ when AJ is attacked by Grayson Waller. Like COVID, he's everywhere.
Yeah. What's he doing there? What?
Yeah.
What?
Theory takes a selfie and leaves Grayson to beat AJ down, but then AJ recovers and chases him away. Waller is interviewed backstage, but not before they cut to backstage and go, oh yeah, he's not there yet. Yeah. And says that he was just giving Styles a preview of what will happen tomorrow night on NXT before running away like a brave person.
So when at the end of after Grayson Waller attacked AJ and Austin Theory did the whole selfie thing and went like, he's all yours, and like went off, I was amazed that like Vince didn't see Austin Theory and Grayson Waller together, and he didn't just immediately put them in a tag team, because I was like, oh no, they're gonna be a tag team, and it didn't happen, and I was surprised. But I thought they were
gonna say Vince going, oh, I thought that was the same guy. Whoops.
I reckon he was sat backstage saying those two got some great potential. You know, those two got such great potential.
I love your Vince impression.
Theory had a couple of nice combos in the matchup, I thought. Obviously, Grayson Waller, it must be hard, obviously. I don't know how old Grayson Waller is, but I imagine he's quite young, getting in front of the Raw lights and all that sort of stuff for the first time. He got a bit lost and forgot where he was supposed to be for a brief second. Eventually got there, but that was quite funny. There's still something missing with me when it comes to Grayson Waller. I can see he's a good wrestler, but like what he does like outside of the ring, it's very basic, isn't it? Like, I don't know you know what I mean? Like what? Well,
there's none of the little things.
No, there's no little things, is there?
Yeah.
It's all like I'm good.
It's all big things, like Paul Heyman.
Get this, lads. Right, I'm going to challenge AJ Styles and get up in his face, and when he challenges me, I'm going to decline his offer and walk up. I'm like, okay, cool. I've seen this 17,000 times.
And it's not necessarily his fault. He's just, for some reason, they've pushed him way too fast, and I don't know why. Like, why him? Like, why him out of anyone? Like, I don't understand.
It is more than material.
They fired everybody else.
Yeah.
It is more the material they're giving him, because it's just what he's saying and stuff. I'm like,
it's not necessarily his fault. Yeah,
no,
it's just why is he in this position? I don't get it.
Yeah. Alexa Bliss is in therapy, but ends up trashing the therapist's office. Do you see that thing on AEW on Twitter? It's been a good week for AEW social media. The AEW account tweeted out like going to therapy or seeing AEW is like the same thing. I forgot what the actual thing was, and many people are like, this is not a thing to be joking about.
Yeah.
He went down like a lead balloon. So many people thought, I forget who it was. Sorry to take the joke away. Someone said, why is Alexa Bliss at therapy? Why is she simply not watching AEW?
To be fair to them, you know, it's obviously a bit weird to see her in therapy and doing what she was doing. And it's funny to be in therapy. It's not funny, but at least they're giving her a reason to have a crappy backstory when a new gimmick happens. At least she's not just turning up and going, I'm different to what I was before.
Is she going to do a new gimmick, do you think?
I'd assume that's where this is going. Maybe.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully.
So, therapy is the catalyst for change.
Yeah, right. I think I almost forgot. Like, so I've got to remind myself sometimes that Alexa Bliss used to be not spooky and was really good at being not spooky. And now she's just spooky all the time. So I really hope you're right, and I hope it does lead to a change. But it's not going to be a good change, is it?
No. Let it play out, Jack.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, don't be cynical.
You said Jack like Hulk Hogan insulting someone. Listen here, Jack.
Becky Lynch arrives for promo before the number one contenders match between Liv Morgan, Doudrop, and Becca Belair. She says that all three have delusions of grandeur. But before going to the match, Becky Lynch had, because she is the Vincent Van Goat, so she had stuffed goats on her shoulders. Actual goats.
Real goats.
That's how deep we are. Which I like to think some of the reading go, she's the goat. I don't get it. What's so special about them?
Yeah.
All right, well, she said it. Belair looks to have the match won, but Becky breaks up the pinfall and gets chased around the ring. She throws Belair over the announce table while in the ring. Doudrop pins Liv to become the new number one contender, which I'm all right with because she's way less Doudrop and more Viper than she's been in a while. Piper Niven, whatever.
That's true,
Becky goes to shake Doudrop's hand, but tries to hit the manhandle slam. Doudrop doesn't go down, throws Becky out the ring to close the show. Okay, some interesting intrigue there. I'm up for it.
I like Becky. I don't think she should be a heel still. Like, I've never really agreed with that, but
it's still not really working.
But at least I enjoyed the story of her talking a big game, saying, I'm not scared of any of these three. But then when Bianca's about to win, she's like, I'm not too sure about that. So I quite like that.
I enjoyed how she was very dismissive in that promo last week where she was like, Doudrop. Doudrop. And then she was face to face with Doudrop and tried to do a move to Doudrop, and she couldn't. And she started cacking her pants. But I thought the triple threat match was nice as well. Like they all had the moments. So the main story was sort of Doudrop proving that she was a worthy challenger to Becky. But they all had their moments. Like Liv did that. I don't know how she did it. She like rolled up the back of Doudrop and then did a Hurricane Run off the top to Bianca. I'm going to stop doing that now. Sorry. But yeah,
Thanks.
It was a nice. Yeah, you're welcome. It was all good. All of the moments to shine.
I thought it was an all right end of the show, and I think that it might be useful because I know that you never think that the titles aren't going to change hands at the Royal Rumble probably, but it might be a good showcase for Doudrop to remind everyone that she's actually good.
Good point. And as you said there, yeah, Becky got the ring. She cacked her pants, so the poo drop.
What
NXT.
have you done? What have you done there?
Look, what I just wrote there is like Oscar Wilde compared to this episode of NXT. Braun Breaker cuts an opening. Oh, this is actually good. Cuts an opening promo as the new NXT champ. He puts over Ciampa as a fighting champ, a respectful champ. He leaves and passes Legado del Fantasma
Did I say
on the
that?
ramp. No, I just realised I said champ like 4 times a sentence.
Oh, I thought I'd written that. I was like, Jack, what were you playing at when you wrote this? Okay.
It's good stuff. He leaves and passes Legado del Fantasma on the ramp, having a quick stare down with Santos Escobar.
Yeah, just a
Interesting.
very short, sweet. I guess it's what it needed to be, wasn't it?
Exactly.
No bollocks. Like a can of brown ale.
Yeah.
No
Paul
bollocks.
All
That was
cock,
like
no.
what? That was their
Paul
actual
Heyman.
advertising stuff back in the day, wasn't it? Newcastle
Was
brown
it?
ale. No bollocks.
I cannot believe Yorkie got away with marketing themselves as exclusively for boys for so many years.
Oh yeah, it's not for girls.
Yeah, how was that? Why would you do that?
Yorkie.
Let's halve our potential, consumers
Oh, I
instantly.
don't know, because then if you were a girl, you might be thinking, "Oh, I might break the rules and have a Yorkie."
Do you think this is what
No, I think women were scared if they ate one, they'd just explode like a battle royale.
any women listening? Have you actually eaten a Yorkie?
Any
And if
women
so-
listening?
Any women?
Well, yeah, you're right, yeah. But if you have eaten a Yorkie, let us know what happened in the comments below.
ladies. Have you ever eaten a Yorkie?
That's definitely not what I was doing. Oh, God.
Sana Escobar takes on Zion Quinn, with Elektra Lopez siding with the winner. That's the stipulation. She seems to interfere on Quinn's behalf, but hits him for low blow, allowing Escobar to win the match. Who could have foreseen this finish to the... Oh, everyone watching the
She'd
match.
already
right, okay.
betrayed him before. Yeah. Mm.
That entire stipulation was weird, where she was like, "Ooh, I'll go home with the winner." Even though we've seen Paul Heyman do that for a number of years now, going home with the winner. I thought that was a bit weird and set up. But I was watching this match, and is it just me, or is Zion Quinn Heidenreich?
No, it's not.
He's got the red glove. He's got the red. He's got the MMA gloves. He's doing the punches like that, like Heidenreich used to do. That's like the Bob Mortimer dancing. But I just thought that this is Heidenreich, the second coming of Heidenreich.
Handsome Reich.
Handsome Reich.
Because Heidenreich was deliberately creepy and stuff, but Zion Quinn's bloody
Oh,
gorgeous.
I'm not saying he's doing poetry to Gene Snitsky in his spare time. I'm just saying he wrestles a bit like Heidenreich.
I'll need to do a quick refresh on Heidenreich, and then I'll keep that in mind next week.
You let me know how that goes there.
I will
you
do,
let me
yeah.
know how that goes.
Any Heidenreich matches to recommend? The Undertaker one, I guess.
All of them.
No, not even that. What was the Heidenreich story that he went... he was in the hospital and he refused to leave. So Finlay had to go get him. He's like, "No, I'll just live here." But he's like, "No, you idiot, get up." Anyway, we get several vignettes where Mandy Rose does a photo shoot by the pool and talks about how she's the NXT Women's Champ, and also how we all stare at her a lot. Kaylee Ray shows up later on, but Mandy's already gone. Kaylee trashes the set with her baseball bat.
Kaylee Ray's got some issues, hasn't she? This has been a consistent thing for a few months now, where she just goes around just hitting things with a bat.
She's crazy. She's a
Not, though, is
crazy
she?
lady. Yeah.
Is that
She's
crazy?
now. Well, I'm thinking, is this more in line with Maffew? You're more familiar with ICW than me. Is this more akin to ICW Katie Ray? She was always a bit more badass, wasn't she? Like,
yeah, man, she'd wrestle the men all the time. She'd take a beating. She'd give a beating. She's insane because that's the I in ICW.
I think this is a step in the right direction. That she's not all right. That sounds nasty. Her issues
there's worse gimmicks to have in ICW. Jesus, in NXT than
that was everyone's gimmick in ICW.
Yeah,
I'm a hard Scottish person.
Yeah.
No, that's really not.
And what does one of them sound like, Jack?
No. So I know I'm worried that I've offended a lot of ICW wrestlers by saying that, but never mind.
Well, they
took themselves too seriously anyway. Who cares?
Well, Joe Hendry didn't. Joe Hendry was unique by portraying himself as a dorky Scottish wrestler rather than a hard one. So that was
Hendry's the exception.
Henry is the exception. There was a few. Damo was a hard Northern Irishman, for example. No,
and what does one of them sound like, Jack? Eating a Yorkie, perhaps.
I'll pure batter you, like. Oh man!
And he did it. I love Jack so much.
I can do a Northern Irish accent.
You are my mango and chutney, you know that.
So
right?
my Northern Irish accent's all right. I'm proud of that one.
The crucial difference.
That's fine. I'm not.
I went to school. I had a class on how to differentiate the difference between the Republic and Northern. And because I went to school, I was in a class with a lad from Northern Ireland. He's just like, when he said Northern Ireland, just make sure you pronounce it Northern Ireland. That's all you need to do.
Yeah,
that's literally what he said.
It's like the Republic of Ireland accent's like gentle and soothing on the ear, and then you cross the border. It's like
you're going from Windows 11 in the Republic to Windows 10 in
Windows
Northern
95 dialer. How are you? I can say this because no, I can't.
Yeah, go on, Jack. Why can you say it?
I had two excuses.
Go on.
Because I've got Northern Irish heritage, and because I used to live with a girl who was from Northern Ireland. That's my only. But she'd get in drunk.
Closed.
But she'd get in drunk from a night out and be like, "Is my voice nasally?" And I'd be like, "No, you're fine. No, it's all right, Jodie. Don't worry."
Cameron Grimes was a short match against Damon
And
Kemp.
also, our bedrooms were next to each other, so if she ever, brought a lad back, just the Northern Irish, I'd burn into my skull, man.
What does that sound like,
Jack?
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Joe Casey and Haaland take on Edris.
Whoa! Let's go back to the Cameron Grimes thing, because he took on someone, right, called Damon Kemp, and you'll never guess who Damon Kemp is. Damon Kemp is the biological blood brother of Olympic gold medalist Gable Steveson, and they've given him a new name. Why is his name not just... I don't know what his real name is. Jeremy Steveson. Whatever his real name is. Just call him Steveson, for goodness sake. He's the brother of Gable.
Bobby Steveson.
Wait. Did he win any medals?
It doesn't matter. He's the brother.
No, but that's why then.
An Olympic
Because if
gold
your brother
medalist.
is Olympic gold medalist or whatever, why would you want to be associated with him if he hadn't had the same level of accomplishments?
He's from that stock. He's from Olympic gold medal stock. He was produced by the same cojones that produced an Olympic gold medalist.
He didn't win any. If I was the little brother and my older brother had accomplished a lot, I'd be like, no, I'm someone different. Because it's not going to do me any favours, is it?
I'm looking at his... I wasn't even aware that Gable Steveson had a brother, let alone that he was in WWE.
Neither was I until I googled who the hell Damon Kemp is.
He's started the hashtag Year of Kemp, which sounds like...
Oh, that's all right then.
Which sounds like...
Everything's saved.
Oh, no.
I've just followed him. I've just followed him. No, that's a good thing. It's nice.
I'm surprised...
Sounds like he's just a massive Spandau Ballet fan. Year of Kemp.
That would be fantastic if he just started challenging for titles and singing gold.
Yeah.
Always believe in your soul. You've got the power to know I'm indestructible.
Yeah.
Damon Kemp. But he looked like an amateur wrestler. Why not? It's a thing. Famous people who have siblings and children, that's their claim to fame because they are the sibling or the child of that famous person. It's an Olympic gold medalist, god damn it.
I get what Matthew's saying on one hand, but I do think it's weirdly similar to not wanting to admit that Bron Breakker's a Steiner. Yeah, odd.
Yeah, now actually, I was like, why are you doing this? You're really dumb. But then Bron Breakker said it right and clarified it, and I agree with him. Like, I need to make my own niche. And it just so happens that he wrestles really, really well. So it's like, oh yeah, you don't need the Steiner name.
Is he... No, because the Steiners were like well good, weren't they? I was going to say, is he going to be better than? Is he going to be better than Rick?
Wait a minute, it's way too early.
I know
to
it's
say
so early
that.
now.
No.
Sorry, yeah.
Let's just say he's really good.
Actually, apologize. I'm really sorry, guys, for that.
I don't apologize for anything else I've said, but I apologize for that, Matthew. Oh, thank you, Joe. Joe Gacy and Haaland take on Edris Enough and Malik Blade to qualify for the Dusty Classic. Edris and Malik win after Haaland won't adhere to the referee's 5 count. Gacy stops from attacking the referee afterwards. The jobbers win because they wouldn't stop getting beat up.
Yes,
Right,
I thought...
Right, lads, right. Joe Gacy's been saying for a couple of weeks now that they're gagging to win the Dusty Cup.
Yeah.
They want to win, right? They're gagging for it, right? And Haaland, right? It doesn't make him look big and powerful. It makes him look really stupid, right? So stupid that he can't like just listen to the referee and follow the rules like every other professional wrestler in the world ever. Right, apart from a select couple who are ne'er-do-wellers, as Matthew said way back in the day. And then Gacy's there on the ramp going, it's all part of my plan. Bollocks. Bollocks, I tell thee.
It wasn't part of his plan, you're right. He did want to win the Dusty Classic, and he's trying to save face now, and I'm embarrassed for him.
An insult to good rubbish.
Acting like a petulant child. Well, I didn't even want to win it anyway. Bollocks. Be a big, stupid, bold friend.
Why have they changed their mind at the last minute? Like, it seemed like they were gonna... This seems like a last-minute change.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like Bruce Pritchard.
Well, yeah.
It was now writing NXT.
Yeah.
Tony D'Angelo beats Pete Dunne in their crowbar.
Tony D'Angelo!
Grayson Waller is in... Oh, that's the entire note, is it?
Yeah, it was... Tony beat Pete Dunne,
This match was also fantastic, right? 'Cause it's a thing on a pole. What the hell was the thing on the pole? The
Crowbar.
Crowbar on a pole, that's the one. So the stipulation was, it wasn't like whoever retrieves the crowbar is the one who can use it. It was just like the crowbar's on the pole. If it comes off the pole, anyone can use it. So the stipulation was pointless. Why was the stipulation a thing? And then we came back from a commercial break, didn't we?
To see you had greater mastery of the crowbar.
Neither of them did, though, Jack. They both got the crowbar, and they started swinging, and they both missed, and neither could use it for like half an hour, and it was fantastic. And then we came back from a break, and there was all sorts of debris around the ring. There was tables and trash cans, and they couldn't use them, because if they did, it would be a DQ and a crowbar and a pole match. It made no sense.
Only crowbars.
None of it made any sense. What was the point of the stipulation?
I was more offended by the booking than by the stipulation, but I'm glad that we both hated different parts of the match, so that's quite fun. It just made me think, God, Pete Dunne might be, apart from Triple H, Pete Dunne might be the biggest victim of NXT's change.
Yeah.
Like,
Keith Lee or Killer Cross. Pete Dunne.
They were getting called up, though.
Way up the ones who are still
you mean
there.
still in NXT,
yeah.
Right, okay.
I did really enjoy the...
Yeah, not like, the ones who are still there, because Pete Dunne was, like, set for big things, and now like quite worried about him.
It was
Do you think
bad,
the NXT UK decline has played a part?
Vince has legitimately forgotten that it exists, or it's some sort of like tax write-off, like tax haven. What am I trying to say?
Yeah, tax write-off.
They're using it
a bit of both.
They're using it to launder money through.
No, stop.
Sorry, they're
allegedly.
That was a joke.
Libel. Those are still a thing.
Ross, what were you saying?
I was going to say, like, I've crapped on that match there because none of it made sense, but the finish was absolutely fantastic. How he gave a right good thunder bastard to the face, whack, straight on the nose. I did enjoy the finish, but none of the rest of the match, from the gimmick to the rules or anything, the use of the crowbar. What were they doing? Why? Just me?
No, I understand. But was this not always what weapon on a pole matches were like? Or is it only the person who gets the weapon can use the weapon?
I don't know.
Sometimes they were, sometimes they weren't. Because Undertaker and Lesnar had their biker chain on a pole match. It was the main event. But then they also used tables and chairs leading up to the finish, which begs a point, well, why do you need that?
Yeah.
If you're going to use that. So sometimes yay, sometimes nay.
But that's in terms of other weapons being allowed. But is there always been that the first wrestler to get the weapon down is the only one who can use it? Or is that also like sometimes it's been...
I always go back to Tank Abbott versus Big Al from Super Bowl 2000.
We all do.
That's my nirvana when it comes to honor pole matches. And Big Al, he didn't get to that jacket first.
Okay.
No, he got killed.
That's all I'm going to say, yeah, because he died.
He had his beard cut off.
Was the coal miner's glove on a pole, or was that just a coal miner's glove match? Or was a coal miner's glove on a pole?
It was on a pole, because I had to go.
Was it as well?
I love this pole discussion, because it's just...
my favourite, the one I used to go to was the one where there was 4 poles with mystery weapons inside.
Oh, yeah.
And one was a frame photo of Scott Hall.
The San Francisco...
Yeah, the 49ers match.
Yeah.
It's Booker T and someone else. Jarrett, maybe?
Jarrett, wasn't it? Yeah, the belt fell out the box.
Yeah. Dave Penza caught it, which people go, oh, Dave Penza's the champ then.
Yeah.
Imagine him announcing his own. Yeah. World Heavyweight Champion, Dave Penza.
Grayson Waller is interviewed backstage.
Grayson Waller, guys.
It says we'll see another Grayson Waller moment tonight. After that,
It's
maybe
the
he'll show up on
Grayson
SmackDown
Waller
and smack Roman Reigns.
The Grayson Waller effect, yeah.
It's the Grayson Waller effect.
Also known as drowsiness.
Don't have any codeine. Here is the Grayson Waller effect. It's the same thing. Just knocks you
We're
out.
too harsh to NXT, I feel.
Why not?
Sometimes.
It suddenly makes sense afterwards because I've always wondered how this gimmick works, but now it makes sense. Wendy Chu, with her onesie and pillowcase, teams with Indy Hartwell and Persia Pirotta, and she's all sleepy. Why is she asleep? Because she's been watching Grayson Waller. All makes sense. The pieces fit.
We need to start calling her Wendy Tuesday.
Yes, we do.
Is that the tag team name of a certain
Come
wrestler's coming
Tuesday. Wendy Tuesday. Speaking of Come Tuesday, though, it was an eventful week for Come Tuesday, even though he wasn't there, because he was fined and suspended, and then half an hour later, he had paid the fine, and he wasn't suspended.
The mystery benefactor.
That's what... Go on, sorry.
Wait, is he paid it off himself? I thought he'd had it paid off by a mystery.
No, it was a mystery.
That was the
mystery.
best thing, because even though he's a fully fledged NXT super, as he would probably say, Wade was like, who paid that? These millionaire wrestlers couldn't afford that.
Yeah, they really can't.
We
Not
pay
in
them
NXT.
pennies here in NXT.
Not in kayfabe. I think that Raw and SmackDown are like millionaires, and like NXT are like they're really fighting for a living. I think that's what they try and put across.
Yeah, they really do put that across with Mandy around a swimming pool with a 17
not
million
Mandy.
photographers.
Oh,
but she's
was
won
on
some
the main
matches.
roster.
She's the champ. She's been the Payne
she's
Winder.
the champ. And she's been on the main roster. There's a siren.
Bron Breaker's coming.
Yeah. But I wonder who this mystery... Can we all have a guess as to who the mystery fan of Come Tuesday
I
is?
know. I reckon it's Tony Khan himself because, like, hey, more of that man on NXT. Absolutely, yeah, big fan of him.
Harsh. It's just so harsh, man. It's so
Who's
nasty.
it going to be? Who's some famously rich people from the history who was had money as part of their gimmick? Who
Ted
could it be?
DiBiase.
Yeah,
Ted DiBiase, but they all
Ted-
came from other families, as we found out. Allegedly. Allegedly. That's still on trial.
Deary.
So I've just derailed that segment. Back to Wendy Tuesday. She was fantastic in that match. I like the gimmick now. You know,
Yeah, right.
she sleeps and then people think she's asleep because she had a sleeping bag on the apron, and she was sleeping like in the ropes. And then she comes in and she's Taz or Hook
Yeah, it's got
or
legs.
Monroe Sky.
It's really got legs.
3 of the best shooters in the world of wrestling.
Yeah, thank you, Ross.
I mean, to be fair, people said the same about Orange Cassidy. This will never last. It's one note. But it's not. It's still there.
There's a big
Maybe-
difference between Orange Cassidy and Wendy Tuesday, though.
The only difference is time. About 5 years of experience in the gimmick. That's all.
Orange Cassidy, he just doesn't try, but Wendy Tuesday is just asleep.
It's very similar. And then she fell asleep after the match, I think, as well. Just because she doesn't care about winning.
That's
She
good,
fell
that, because
asleep.
there's a
She
lack
did a
of...
lot of work.
There's a lack of gimmicks we can relate to, really. So having given a target audience for NXT, having someone who falls asleep during a TV show, it's like, that's perfect. I can really relate to it.
It was impressive that she was doing all those maneuvers in like a onesie, though.
Are we the youngest people who watch NXT?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, someone say the ratings have gone down to like 600,000, and people have speculated that that's just how many wrestling podcasts and YouTube shows exist to cover wrestling nowadays.
I'm baffled how old the demographic is, or the average viewer of NXT. I can't get my head around that. What are all these pensioners, big Von Wagner fans? I don't understand.
Yeah.
Of course they are.
What?
Von Wagner transcends the demographics.
Apparently, old people still watch wrestling in America, but not really over here. Like, they all talk about Big Daddy and Mick McManus, but not modern wrestling.
Oh, if I show Banana this.
She'd be like, yeah, what is going on? Yeah.
Yeah. MSK admired the Dusty Classic trophy backstage, but interrupted by Dakota Kai, who creepily tells them that nothing divides friendship more than success.
So, the sound in this promo was an issue. I couldn't hear what quite she said. Wow. So I went on one review. I looked at 411 Mania's review of the show, and he reported that she said, nothing divides friendship like success. Then I went on Cage Side Seats' review, and they said nothing defines friendship like success, which are like opposite things. And I was like, well, I'm going to take a guess that she's trying to divide, that she's being, because she's a heel, it's going to be divides. But I really had no idea coming into this podcast.
I love you had to check two different reviews
they both said
to
opposite
see what they
things.
said.
Yeah.
And you're still not sure.
They said opposite thing. I think she said divides.
I heard divides because she was like, "Oh, you're together, are you? Well, look at me, I'm alone."
Yeah. And then they went like, and if she'd said nothing defines friendship like success, they'd have gone, thank you, Dakota Kai. Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, but you haven't had any. And they're like, oh.
They won the Dusty
former
Cup.
NXT tag team
Yeah.
champions, are they?
That was a Triple H era ago.
Yeah.
The Brucey P. Nothing matters now. Anyway, Boa and Soloa fight to a double count out.
Sokoa.
They brought that, bless you. They brawl backstage, and Boa gets thrown over a production crate. Solo reaches over to grab him and is blasted in the face with a fireball. Boa emerges, and his face is suddenly painted.
Because he's got the spirit of Wendy Chu within him.
Boa was doing fantastically well for the match portion of this segment because he was keeping his 1,000-year-old mythical being under control, which he's been struggling to do for many weeks now because he's looking in the mirror and then it's there and it's not there. He's been struggling to control it, and he did so for the first part, but then that one tumble over that production crate thing was enough to bring the 1,000-year-old mythical being out once again. And it's just a shame to see because it must be difficult for Boa to live day to day. He's going down to Subway. He's ordering his foot-long Italian BMT. Then the 1,000-year-old spirit comes out. It must be a difficult way to live your life.
Yeah.
Do you think that... Is he similar to Finn Balor? Or Balor can choose very much when the demon comes out, whereas Boa's at the mercy of the demon.
Yes, I think that is the crucial difference between the demon Finn Balor and Boa.
Thank you.
Finn Balor can control his demon.
Okay.
Whereas
Paul
Boa
Heyman
can't.
can't. Paul Heyman bloody can't control his demon.
There we go. That's it. Is it going to suck? Yeah, he's like, it's okay. I've got everything under control. Hi, I can have a vegan sausage roll. No, I'm sorry. We've just got the vegan steak bakes in. Yeah. Damn it.
No, Maffew, that's Damian Priest. That's a different.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sorry, because he represents both the good and the bad. He's a Damien and a priest.
See, Damian Priest needs a visual cue in front of him to bring out his demon, whereas Boa can't contain his. It just comes out whenever. It's just,
Yeah.
Oh, so
But
he
he
orders,
also
got a
paid
vegan
his
steak
face.
bake. Yeah, we've got loads.
It was really obviously going to be a DQ considering who was involved, though. I think that was the main takeaway. Because they're both being protected, aren't they? Big Boa and Big Sokoa.
Yeah.
There was a bad match to book, yeah. Well, neither of them could lose this, so... But one of them did shoot a fireball into the other one's face. So I think I know who my winner is.
Well said, Joe. Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams arrive and mockingly pour one out for Roddy Strong's cruiserweight title reign. Hayes says he's still the A champion NXT and leaves bumping shoulders with AJ Styles on the ramp.
Now there's a match I would like to see.
Yes. Again, Hayes and Williams, fantastic. One of the best things about the show. In the car park, Hayes and Williams find that Cameron Grimes has their car keys. Grimes says that in the past, he'd be doing donuts in their car right now. But 2022, Cameron Grimes just has his eye on the gold.
Ooh,
Gold.
I like it. I like it. Yeah.
Always believe in my soul. Now there's a match I would like to see.
That's really reminding me of an episode. I've not seen it really, but I've seen clips of the infamous episode of the A-Team where Boy George is like the special guest, and then he does a gig at the end, and he's in like rural America, and all these hard Americans are stood around going like, "Hey, Boy George, you're all right." And it's just like
Mr. T's dancing, going, "I love Boy George." Yeah. It's all his music.
Yeah, very strange. That's what that was like.
Yeah, and you know what? Hayes versus AJ, that'd be good. Hayes versus Grimes, or Williams versus Grimes, that'd be good. Mr. T versus Boy George, that'd be good. AJ Styles versus Grayson Waller, the main event. AJ Styles, thank Christ, beats him.
Hey, it was pretty good. It was all right as a match, but it just wasn't,
Oh, it's a pretty standard AJ Styles TV match, but that's not a slight. Oh, it was a good match.
Yeah.
And he had his moments, did Grayson Waller. He had that roll-through stunner. That roll-through stunner he did was sexy as out.
Yeah.
But then once again, as was a common theme throughout this NXT for me, the booking made little sense. Well, because it was fantastic to see, as I'm sure Maffew will... Do you want to say what happened next, Maffew?
I'd love to.
I'll give you a moment. Here you go.
Styles says that Waller is good, but he isn't phenomenal. And before introducing one of his friends, that's right, his TNA buddy, LA Knight, who batters Waller and hugs AJ to close the show. TNA.
The pop, right? First and foremost, that's a new pop. Because that was like we call him the Rock of NXT, but that was like the actual Rock in 99. Deafening inside that little thing. Has it got a name, the little arena for the NXT these days?
Is it still the Capital Wrestling?
Is it still the CWC?
I don't know.
The dirty little secret.
The dirty little secret. There we go.
The DLS.
The DLS, is that a thing already?
I don't know.
It should be a thing already.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we had a heel getting beaten down by two baby faces, and then that was it. That's not how the wrestling works, is it?
Oh, you took issue with this? I thought you'd be a big fan.
I was a fan of it because it's Grayson Waller. But you want to see the way around, don't you? The heels beating down the baby faces, so the baby faces come back.
They just got one over on that sneaky heel, didn't they? He got his. Because
he nicked his car, didn't he?
What's happened here is, right,
Yeah.
Grayson Waller hasn't got enough heat as much as they've booked him to get. So they thought this would be like when MJF got thrown in the pool. They were like, this is going to be brilliant. Like, everyone hates Grayson Waller. And everyone was like, it's quite a nice ending. And like, I don't think it had the required effect.
They needed to remind everybody that Grayson Waller nicked his car. He did do that, didn't he?
I think it was more the Gargano beatdown that was meant to get him the heat, not the nicking of the car particularly. LA Knight's car.
LA Knight's Kavorka
Of course he did.
Yeah.
And he stole his girlfriend, or he drove off with a girl in the car. Yes.
He's murdered. Oh, no,
It's like GTA.
He had that daddy's girl. I've forgotten her name, sorry. The daddy's girl.
Oh, Stratton. Tiffany Stratton.
Tiffany
I
Stratton.
already forgot about her.
Yeah, we needed a bit more filling in between the lines. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say there.
No,
Yeah.
Well, now it works for me. I'm pleased
Forget
that
about what I
know
said
that.
then, yeah. He deserved that beatdown.
He
Yeah,
did.
of course he
But
did.
you're right. They did need to remind us about him stealing his car.
Because we knew it. Because we're all big The Rock fans.
Go on, The Rock.
Yeah. That was NXT. AEW Dynamite. Adam Cole and Red Dragon open the show. Cole reminds us that he's undefeated in singles action. They're interrupted by the Young Bucks, who argue with O'Reilly and Fish because both teams want the tag titles. Cole tries to play off as friendly competition, with the best friends arriving and the two groups have a stare down before brawling. Chris Statlander stares down Cole, but is cut off by Britt Baker. Having won the brawl, Cole and Britt kiss on the lips.
Oh, my God.
Like an evil couple.
Tony was gutted. They were running it down at the end. He was like, yeah, that was quite a moment.
Did he actually?
Tony Schiavone said that. He's like, yeah, it was quite a moment.
That's fantastic. That is so good. That's really good. I like that.
But I think this is eerily, because this time last year we had the Bucks who liked Kenny Omega but didn't like Don, so didn't know whether to join Kenny Omega because of Don. And now we've got the Bucks who like Adam, but they don't like Red Dragon, so they don't know whether to join Adam because of Red Dragon.
I'm sick of the Bucks, man.
Quite similar, isn't it? Yeah, quite similar.
Even COVID was sick of the Bucks because they only have it for 2 days, apparently.
Why? Stop mocking people who've got... Oh, right.
Oh, it's a joke. Shut up.
He did. No, you're right. He did. He claimed that he claimed that.
Yes, I meant every word I just said then.
No, I'm joking.
That was a shoot.
Do they not have to isolate for 5 days over there? Or 7 days as we are today on Friday?
Apparently ours is getting knocked down to 5.
It's 5 for Monday, yeah. But do they not have to do the same over there?
I don't know.
How could you beat COVID in 2 days or so?
I don't even know what the rules are over
super
here,
kick.
so I don't know what the rules are over there. But I'm sick of the Bucks having to... They're meant to be heels. I don't care about your emotional... I don't care about your feelings if you're bad guys. Do you know what I mean? Like, all their feuds are like, can we trust him? Is he our friend or not? Can he trust us? We now respect Hangman. He's off. We were wrong. I don't care. You're meant to be like little weasels. Do you know what I mean, though? Like,
No,
but they love their father.
I don't care.
Not that much.
No, not enough to sprint. No.
But yeah, as I was saying beforehand, AEW does a very good job for a lot of AEW audience for watching and getting really invested in these people as they're real people. But if you're not in it and you've not got young Bucks pajamas at home and all the rest of the stuff, you're just going, I don't care about these unlikable gets.
Yeah.
Ways. So we're obviously going to get 6 weeks of it. So can't wait for that.
Oh no, it'll be longer than that, Maffew, because it went all the way through till April last year before the Bucks finally aligned with Omega and the Good Brothers.
Yeah, I remember they were like, hey, remember New Japan in 2014? I'm like, no. Oh, good, because we're not going to show you any clips. Fantastic.
You can't, man. New Japan are strict with that copyright.
I know. Wardlow faces CM Punk and power bombs him lots of times, with MJF demanding more and more power bombs. Punk eventually catches him with a small package for the win, and Wardlow and MJF almost come to blows afterwards, but Sean Spears runs out to keep them apart, setting up a match next week.
Now, this was a mistake, in my opinion.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Wardlow.
While you're talking, I'm just going to shut my curtain. Sorry, it looks like I'm on the moon again.
Wardlow wouldn't be losing, but Wardlow shouldn't be losing, but neither should CM Punk, so they shouldn't have had this match. Or, I thought, as I put on Twitter, I thought that MJF was going to deliberately like punch Wardlow to make Punk the loser, like what Punk did to him with his match. But instead, no, Punk just beat Wardlow, and I'm not sure what to think of it really. But what do you think?
I liked MJF telling Wardlow what to do and Wardlow following him, because we remember he got reminded obviously because MJF was shouting at that MJF pays Wardlow money, so I can see why Wardlow would have listened to MJF. But then it all went downhill, as you say there, when CM Punk rolled him up. I know we were paying homage to Bret Hart once again and Diesel from back in the day. Or was it Kevin Nash? I can't remember.
Diesel.
It was Diesel. With the same finish there. But then surely Wardlow had to just batter MJF and not walk away. That's where I think the big mistake was. Wardlow had to batter MJF right at the end and just get rid of him. That's where I think they missed the mark. Because the crowd were on side when he was just beating down Punk.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, they were, and he was because obviously they would be in that singlet. By God, what a purple singlet that is!
He looked like Evan Courageous in his prime.
Yes, he did.
Or Paul Heyman last week.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think my big mistake for that one was not having Wardlow get his heat back right at the end, so to speak. I thought he looked like a bit too much of a pussy ass bitch.
Wow, that really came out.
Ross, stop concealing your feelings. That's how you really feel.
What were your thoughts, Maffew?
God, I liked it. I think they're doing a good job of setting up Wardlow as the thing to do after Punk, which we're going to blow off at the next AEW big thing, which I'll let you know.
It's interesting that we've all had different opinions, but I like that.
Disgusting, isn't it?
But we're all friends at the end of the day. So that's the most important thing.
That's right. Yeah. Dante Martin faces Powerhouse Hobbs. Ricky Starks tries to interfere towards the end, but Jay Lethal, of all people, pulls him off the apron and allows Martin to win the match. This is one of the examples of how bad AEW... Oh, sorry.
That's his surname, but it just sounds like your dad's mate. Like he allows Martin. Oh, Martin won the match.
It's just something that AEW used to do in 2019 and got criticised rightfully for it. The last match was some guy a big guy trying to beat the other dude, but then wasn't able to, despite the interference from the Southern. Cool. Here's the exact same storyline.
Yeah.
In this match.
Yeah.
Right after it.
That was a badly positioned. I agree. Yeah.
I think you should be swatting him away like a fly as well for that finish. Big powerhouse Hobbs. After 10 minutes or so of him just throwing him around like he's knout, for him to get taken down by him just flying through the air and landing on him. Again, maybe I'm finding out this week that I'm Vince McMahon and I put too much stock in size. Because I had that issue with Riho and Jamie Hayter, and I'm having it now with Dante and Powerhouse Hobbs. Maybe I'm just Vince McMahon.
When you said you should be swatting him away there, that I got like an image of you as like a football manager talking to like a centre back. Like it was really, you were really just like, you should be you were disappointed in him for not being strong enough.
You should be bullying him there, young man.
Yeah. Anyway.
But this could be it. I'm going to go for it, you know. Richard Tubman hit the thing. I've remembered this.
Oh, well done.
Oh, my. Oh, baby.
The spine buster. Big Willie Hobbs hit on the floor. And the satisfying splat it gave is my move of the week this week. A simple move, but a move that was executed to perfection.
I was going to say, I like the variety of your moves of the week sometimes, because you go for the athletic ones sometimes, but like this week's that one. And I'm sure one week you went for just like a thing that happened, not a move.
It was Xylee's entrance.
Oh, yes, the electricity.
Electrifying.
Where's she gone?
We haven't seen her since, have we?
No. She tried to fly a kite and it all went wrong.
Maybe they actually did the investigation into the two murders she committed in her past.
Yeah.
Those cold cases suddenly warmed up.
So, Xylee, I heard you killed a landlord and a school bully. Could you answer those allegations?
They call him a school bully in court, and he's officially a school bully.
He wrote down his occupation as school bully.
So.
At the inner circle. Oh, go on.
Sorry, no, I'm just going to repeat what I said earlier. Carry on, Maffew. Sorry.
That's fine. The Inner Circle do an interview backstage after being named PWI's faction of 2021.
Right, stop there. How have they won that award?
Yeah.
Who voted for that award?
It's true.
I've voted with my the Ben Franklins.
Well, who else? What other big stables have there been?
Bloodline?
Oh, God.
Not the Hurt Business? As much as I'd like to say so.
The Elite? The Super
No,
Clique?
God, no.
No, the bloodline should have won, 100%, yeah. How on earth does that happen?
Yeah.
Right, well.
When you change hands.
Hit row?
No.
Oh. Too soon. Jericho saying, we're here to take over this country. Sorry, this company. And it's almost like, no, that's what your wife was doing.
Yeah.
I would have enjoyed that more if I hadn't seen you tweet it already, I'm afraid. Sorry, Maffew. I enjoyed it when I saw it on Twitter.
That's sweet, though. Have other people made that joke?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay, fair enough then.
It wasn't you who tweeted it. I'm sorry.
No, you know what? I'm glad it wasn't just me who thought that. That's a relief. People go,
Okay,
Maffew, don't be a dick. Oh, everyone else has made the joke. It's all right then. It's fair.
No, I saw someone else tweet it, but I thought it was you for some reason.
Oh, I'll take it. Eddie Kingston arrives and blames Jericho for Santana Ortiz not being tag team champions yet. They argue, so Santana Ortiz leave, so does Hager. Jericho says Eddie's welcome at ringside tonight, but he might kick his ass if he gets involved.
I feel like they've been doing this for like 4 weeks now, where it's the same thing.
Yeah, they mix it up.
Get involved.
Yeah, sorry, go on.
That's all, sorry.
I would like to take issue with Chris Jericho saying that Eddie needs to stay the hell out of the Inner Circle's business. Because from what I've been seeing, it's Jericho who's been inserting himself into Eddie's business.
Damn right.
Huh?
Yeah.
What a dick. I've shouted way too much today. Richard, I am sorry when you've got to compress those peaks.
And
Scott Steiner.
Yeah.
And Eddie's got history with Santana and Ortiz. He knows them on a deeper level than Jericho does.
Yeah.
I think Jericho's just maybe a little... What?
Those Impact pay-per-views they had.
Absolutely. So I think maybe Jericho's a bit jelly.
A little bit of the jelly.
A little bit of the jelly, yeah.
Oh, did I tell you my dad showed me that? I was like, around Christmas, and he was like, hey, son, have you seen this? And it was Jericho doing, ooh, a bit of the bubbly. I'm like, my God, Dad, you know that meme.
Imagine if he'd showed you Fraser on TikTok doing it.
If my dad was on TikTok, I'd be very worried.
Fraser went viral on TikTok with a little bit of the bubbly.
Oh, good for him.
He
Fraser,
got like
who?
9 million views on a talk or something. We're in the wrong game now.
Fraser who?
Porter?
Kelsey Grammer.
Oh, Fraser. Aye, that one.
The one we see. Well, we don't.
The one who works for Cultaholic.
I've not seen Fraser for a long time.
But the one
That's
who
why I
before
forgot.
Christmas we saw every day.
Yeah, that Fraser.
He's within your eye line.
Girly,
if you turn your head that way, you'll see him.
Yeah.
That's the extent of mine and Fraser's relationship these days, or just before Christmas, was we see a picture, or I see a picture of a curly whirly. I smile and look at Fraser, and Fraser goes, "Curly whirly," and then gets back to work.
he happily obliges as well.
Yeah.
I remember when the first that load of when Triple Jump got all that tat posted and they got all the sweets.
Oh.
And I was rummaging through one of the boxes of sweets and I pulled out a curly whirly and he just turned around and was like, Fraser, and he was like, Curly Wally, and just got back to work as well. It was fantastic.
Is this a Pavlovian response, or is there a reason why he says it?
He's obviously been asked by English people so much to say curly whirly.
I know
all the time.
it was in the summertime. Somehow a curly whirly found its way to the office, and then Fraser was like, "Oh, look there, a curly whirly! I love them." And I was like, "Fraser, the way you say that word is sensational." So ever since then, it's been like every time we see a curly whirly, Fraser's got to say
It's so
curly
good.
whirly.
I also really like the way that Scottish people, Fraser is no exception, say the word boom. Because in Geordie especially, boom's quite an elongated sound, but if a Scottish person gets like a ball of paper in the bin and says boom, they'll go, boom. It's so short when they say boom. I've never noticed that before, but now I have. Help me. Finish the... that was it.
How many
Scotland,
other
funny.
accents you can do?
No, but there is a massive difference between the Glaswegian sort of, that's a harsher accent.
Hey, Fraser's got a lovely Edinburgh
But
accent.
I think Fraser's more like the Edinburgh Joe Hendry
He
sort
is.
of like soothing, curly
More-
whirly.
More folksy, isn't it? More like, oh, hello there. Oh,
Whimsical.
Yes, absolutely. Although Fraser is actually from a little bit south of Edinburgh. He's actually from fairly close to the border, I believe. Relatively. What's going on?
Thank you, Jeff. MJF walks back out for a promo and says, "We all know that Punk's early win over Wada was a fluke." He says he's done waiting. That next week will be personally responsible for Punk's first loss in AEW because it's going to be CM Punk versus Sean Spears. Okay,
finally-
yeah, of course.
It was fantastic. That I'm finally going to give you the match. It's the one everyone wants to see. Punk versus Spears.
It is the one we've all wanted to see, yeah.
The ECW and Sci-Fi legends collide. Hangman Adam Page enters the ring to talk about his feud with Bryan Danielson and says, through it all, though, he's still AEW World Champion. Dan Lambert, of all people, interrupts and accuses Page of stealing a legacy due to his cowboy gimmick, saying to take away from the great cowboys like Cowboy Bill Watts, back out, and you're just a Midnight Cowboy, like all these fans here. Things get heated until Lance Archer arrives, returning after that horrible moonsault he did months ago. He grabs Dan Lambert, but attacks Page instead and hits the Blackout through a chair.
I'm all right with Archer being a little filler feud. Filler villain.
A filler villain.
I
like that, actually,
Yeah.
Living. I've tried to
Living.
make that one word there and I
No.
failed. Move on, Ross.
No, they're not a tag team yet. You can't go by the names.
I got annoyed me thinking, they've brought Dan Lambert out here to moan about Hangman being a cowboy. What's the point in that? And I was thinking, yeah, that is the point. Dan Lambert moaning about things that shouldn't really bother people, but do. That's the point of him, isn't it?
It's a weird one, but it is the point, isn't it? Yeah, it's a strange one.
Yeah. It's weird what to wrap your head around, but then when you do, you're like, oh, yeah, that is the point. But then it broke, because then it did bring out Hangman doing his sort of like Hard Times promo, but with Cowboy Poo instead. You think Cowboy Poo isn't doing this with a farm down the road and then doing that, turning down a big contract? That is Cowboy Poo. Hard times, baby.
I like that
That was
Lambert's...
more Terrence Phillip than Dusty Rhodes, wasn't it?
Yes, that's right.
Baby.
I like that Dan started off being polite and going, I like you because you didn't Cody Rhodes your way into the title. You said you wanted to earn your spot here in AEW and get that title, which is fantastic. It's like, oh yeah. Wait, Dan's getting too good on the mic here.
He is
When you
really
said-
good, though, isn't he?
He is good.
Yeah, which I think this might be an issue later on when he's against people who aren't as good as him verbally. It's because people are going to start cheering for Dan, unironically.
Dan.
Imagine that. Dan.
Yeah, like that. Dan versus Cody is not going to go the way AEW wants it to.
No.
No.
I can't wait for it.
If anything, Dan
And
should start
why-
managing Cody.
No, AEW.
Yes.
That's the most self-aware thing to do.
I'm sure that AEW know the
We do
Cody
this every
heel
week,
now.
don't we? He's not even on the show.
Yeah, we
like,
do.
They know.
And, of course they know. He told Sammy Guevara, "See you then, kid," and then he walked towards the heel tunnel, and that was a bit too on the nose for me. That one, to be fair.
Everything he does is on the nose. Whoop!
Adrenaline
Gotta get my
on
golden
the nose.
shovel.
Oh,
Off the throne with the sledgehammer.
listen, I can't.
But at least he got covered there, Maffew. That was a joke, everybody, about Maffew laughing at people.
Start of
having
the
COVID at
podcast.
Oh,
start of the
Yeah,
Ross,
podcast.
why would you
the
say
podcast.
such a thing that could be easy clipped? Oh,
Yeah.
for shame, laughing at people got COVID.
Were you laughing at me? Because I had it last
I
week.
wasn't laughing at you. I was
Thank
saying
you.
my friend. Oh, right, we're friends, right?
I said my friend.
Not acquaintances.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I've got to say
backstage.
though,
Go on.
the camera work they did during this segment with the split screen, I thought that was a nice addition.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, use that more.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so as well. That's. I didn't even particularly notice it, but now you've pointed out. Yes.
That was the first time, wasn't it? I don't think I've seen that before. Like
I think I was
live
Maybe.
for a live
I was-
in-ring promo.
I was skimming the show quite fast, so it didn't register as much as it should have with me. So I'm glad you pointed out.
Well, hopefully you didn't skim this. Backstage, Arn Anderson is proud of his son and Lee Johnson for their new tag team. He says they're in Horseman country now. FTR to Tully, who goes, I agree. Let's have a tag match next week.
Uh-oh.
That was
I'm
it.
scared for Arn's boy and Lee.
Yeah.
I reckon Brock might join them.
In my head, I just think Lesnar when you say Brock. I'm like, what?
No,
Bro-
the better Brock.
Brock
Brock
Anderson.
Anderson.
El
Yeah,
Hijo
yeah.
del Anderson. Serena Deeb attacks Kushida during her entrance and injures her leg. They have the match anyway, which Deeb wins very quickly, destroying Shida's leg until the referee stops it. Shida is checked on by a member of the medical team afterwards, but Deeb attacks her with a kendo stick until referees pull her away. Fair
So
enough.
I'm enjoying the action in this feud, but it's starting to get a little bit like what we criticise WWE feuds for, which is that you've got two people feuding, so let's have them wrestle each other all the time and then wrestle each other one more time. That's what I'm getting from this.
There's
a
no
little
proper
bit.
blow-off. Yeah, I agree.
No.
Yeah.
Deep
Yeah,
did promise
until-
this last week, though. She was like, no more Mrs. Nice Woman.
She
I'm
did.
going to be dirty. I'm going to be filthy.
Whoa.
Wow. And she was. This was
Yeah.
disgusting.
Ugh.
It was good.
Manky.
Good from her. I kind of forgot because she's so technically good that when we all first noticed her, or most of us, it was through her character stuff as like the Straight Edge Society. So I forgot that she was good at the character things as well, but she is.
I had to rewatch her doing the chop block on the ramp a few times because she scooted along that floor like a demon.
Yeah.
Like a demon spider. It was incredible how she got
Demon
that low.
King! Just there she goes.
Aye, the tech is on show there. The footwork.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Ross.
You're welcome.
Matt Hardy says he's going to send Penta to hospital like his brother, Phoenix. They have a match which Penta wins before calling out Malachi Black afterwards. It's not a great match, but it was... let's just move on. Black attacks Penta and tries to rip off his mask, but the Varsity Blondes run out to save the day. The good guys surround the weak in Black, but the lights go out, and Brody King appears to clean house.
That's my
current
cousin,
PWG Tag Team Champion. So Excalibur's like, I know who they are. I book them.
I was when I was watching this, this was when I was watching this when I was meeting the cats. So Chutney was asleep on me, and I scared him off because I laughed so much because JR's description, Excalibur's going like, it's Brody King, and JR goes, big tattooed man. Just and like, yeah, he is, yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
He's doing the audio description.
Yeah.
From JR.
Yeah, a big tattooed man enters the ring.
Yeah.
I don't know what was that official. Like, what was it? The Kings of the Dark Throne
Of
or
the Black
something?
Throne.
Black Throne.
Yeah.
Just called them Tattoo. I tweeted this out a little while ago. This is where here we go. It's not
And
tattoo
that-
though, Maffew. It's tattoo. The letter, the number TWO. Tattoo, because it's two of them, and they both got tattoos.
Oh, that's like
Because all the
Gemini
things
levels.
she said, yeah.
Yeah,
That
all
should
the
be their
things she
theme.
said.
Yes.
No, the theme should be "Not Gonna Get Us," as Tattoo used to say about that.
You prefer that one for some reason, I don't know.
They're not going to get us.
I don't know.
They're not going to get us. Oos. Hand signal as well.
That's reminded me. Tattoo once represented Russia at Eurovision, but after they were famous. And you'll never guess it. I think it's Finland who's representing someone next there this year. Do you remember the Rasmus?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, they're going to be on Eurovision this year.
Finland, innit?
Yeah, right. I'm buzzing. But for some reason, it's because I think they're going to do In the Shadows. They're obviously not going to do In the Shadows.
You didn't even mean to sound Irish there, Jack, but you did when you
What
went,
did I say?
Yeah. All right.
He's like a double agent. He's forgot what his real accent is.
I've been Irish all this time and you never knew.
Yeah.
I had to throw you off with my bad Irish accent.
And Jack, good luck. Oh, thank you. Top of the morning. Aha, got him.
Jack, do you want some potatoes? I'm like, no, I hate them. No.
Backstage, Layla Hirsch thinks Chris Statlander is focusing too much on Britt Baker rather than their upcoming 6-woman tag match. Red Velvet tries to keep them both on track.
The acting was sensational in this one.
It was, yes.
Hey, girls, I want you two to get on the same page. I'm annoyed at you. No, I'm annoyed at you.
Yeah.
No, you.
You know,
Yeah.
it's fine.
And then the Acclaim beat Bear Country in a tag match, but attacked and beaten down by Sting and Darby Allin.
The highlight of this was when Sting came down and hit his bat. That's the word I'm looking for. I'm thinking stick in my head. Hit his stick off the boombox. And Tony Schiavone, I think it was, on commentary goes, "Get your hands off that boombox!" Just really loud.
I would love it if Sting, if his weapon was just like he'd been down the forest and he just found a branch. Get away.
Oh no, his trademark Sting stick. It looks like the poo wand from The Apprentice. You're almost watching that.
What? The poo one?
That made sense. If you haven't seen it, never mind.
Okay.
Watch Apprentice back to back last night, and both teams consecutively ended up doing designs that looked an awful lot like poo, which the designers point out looks a bit turdy. And even as the Lord Sugar's like, "What is it with you lads in scat?"
Aye. He's Lord Sugar now, not Sir Alan. Oh, he's been Lord Sugar for a while, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Darth Sugar.
We got a video package from Pac, who talks about how he was blinded by Malachi Black, but now his perspective is clearer than ever. So you know when we did those bits, we had an eye patch. He goes, "He cannot see. He cannot see. Ha ha ha. He cannot see.
Yeah.
He literally cannot see.
Yeah.
He's got full biker."
I'm sure the YouTube clip for this is called, like, "Goodbye, Mr. Bastard." You can't... I need to try and find this. Give us a second.
Well, sorry, Mr. Bastard, but your site may never come back.
It
I
was
know this because someone print screened on Twitter because they did site SITE.
Did they? Oh.
Change it now.
Mr. Bastards reminded me of Max and Paddy when they go to jail, and the lead prisoner who like runs the show is called Raymond the Bastard, and they're like, "It's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Bastard."
The YouTube clip is called "I'm sorry, Mr. Bastard. Your site may never return."
Nailed it.
That sounds like an episode of Some Mothers Do Happen.
I'm sorry, Mr. Bastard.
It just sounds a bit whimsical. It sounds like old British comedy.
Mr. Bastard.
Good old Mr. Bastard.
Who
He'd work
do
down
you think you're kidding, Mr. Bastard?
If you think your site's coming back. Just as Union Jack just going all the way up the wrong way.
Oh, dear me.
Oh, God. All right.
I'm sorry, Mr. Bastard. It also sounds like it could be like a Zack Sabre Jr. finisher move. I'm sorry, Mr. Bastard, but your site.
Meanwhile, Bud Hardy's upset about losing the Penta. Not as sorry as we were after watch that match. And says maybe he focused too much in the edge.
Did he not? He was surprised that he lost.
Well, he was fighting for his family, wasn't he?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's true.
Maybe he focused too much on the HFO and not enough on himself. Something has to change. Andrade says, "Somebody say change." And he says, hey, let's talk business. He goes, oh, yeah, you're right. Let's not do it in front of these cameras, though, so people could see us. And they go off. The private party start following us. No, just us.
Ooh.
Is that the first time they've not been invited to the party? That's the question.
Possibly.
Normally, they're the VIPs.
This is a business party, though.
Oh, no. Boris Johnson was there.
Oh, no.
I thought you were doing that deliberately.
Oh, no, that I didn't even realise.
Can anyone confirm if wine or cheese was present at the business meeting of Matt Hardy and Andrade?
Dear.
The business garden meeting. Oh, whatever. Anyway, move on.
With a DJ? Oh.
Yeah. And in the main event, Sammy Guevara defends the TNT title against Daniel Garcia, with Jericho and Kingston watching on from ringside. Midway through the match, 2.0 attack them on the outside, but back in the ring, Sammy kind of hits the GTH to retain the title, and that's being polite to retain it.
Yeah.
And then David Crockett, like he did at Battle of the Belts, in case you didn't see it the first time, presents Sammy with the belt, the interim belt. But 2.0 attack the champ and beat him down. Then Jericho and Kingston fight them off. They get in each other's way and have a stare down to end the show.
Come on, Jericho and Eddie, just get it over with. Come on.
Kingston, hurry up and lose to Jericho already.
I'd love it if Kingston won, but I know you're not going to.
Not happening.
Jericho, oh my!
Not happening.
Jericho's becoming the new Cody, isn't he?
Yes.
Oh, he's worse than Cody.
No, Cody was worse
course
than
he is.
Jericho at his pomp.
No.
Cody's worst promo is still better than Jericho's best.
Ooh.
Was that good Jericho promo?
Do you mean
in
current
AEW?
Jericho?
Oh, yeah, current
Jericho,
current
when he
one,
was
no.
younger, was a hell of a promo. Okay, right.
Oh, yeah, I'm not talking like 9 Jericho.
Oh, yeah,
Christ,
this
I mean
is
like
like the
this
current
one now.
day.
Okay. Oh, yeah, Cody's a better promo now. Yeah.
Yeah.
When was Jericho's last good one?
Yeah.
I enjoyed it was right at the start of AEW, though, over Dynamite, but I enjoyed the one where he introduced the Inner Circle, and I enjoyed the one, but it was more of like a vignette where they mocked Cody and Brandy's.
Vignettes have been so good, but all right.
He did
Cody
a good
and
one where he had
Brandy's,
the Inner Circle sort of lined up like troops at Daly's place, I remember. And he did he was like the leader of the military going into war against somebody. I can't remember who it was.
Alright,
that was a good one. That might be the last good
Cool.
one.
So he's several years ago. Fantastic.
Yeah.
The one where he laughed at Paige Van Zandt for having an OnlyFans, that was pretty
Oh, yeah.
spot
Hey,
on.
woman! You're
Yeah.
female! Crowd. Yay! You don't even eat Yorkie! Yeah, that was a good promo. AEW this week was too little, spread over too much. They've got Rampage, they had Battle of the Belts, and you had this episode of Dynamite, and there was some good bits, but it's mostly just trying to fill in the gaps until a lot of the wrestlers are still able to. Because there's no Danielson, there's no Pac, there's no Cody, there's none of these lads. These were just some stuff that happened.
There was a lot of Daniel Garcia, and I don't mind
lot of
him,
Garcia,
but there was a lot of the fact that he was on so much of it. I was like, people are missing here.
Why was Battle of the Belts on this week? Was it just to go against Impact?
No, there's they've got the deal to have these regular specials on
With
right.
TBS, yeah.
Yeah, it's their Clash of the Champions, people said. But,
Fair dues.
yeah.
The main event was good, though. I enjoyed the main event.
It was all right.
Yeah.
Had shades of everything.
One big, long episode of Dark this week.
Yeah, it wasn't the strongest week of AEW, was it? But, you know. But
At least a lot of it, though, at its best, though, at least it made sense and set up stuff for later on.
Yeah.
I'll say that much. It was nothing here. It was like, this just doesn't exist. This exists for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the long, productive week of wrestling. If you've missed and skipped ahead to the next bit, you've missed a lot of dodgy impressions and dick jokes.
Let's have a rummage in our mailbags.
Now it's time to have a little look in the mailbag. Good morning, Cultaholics. Good morning. Below is a list of all the statistics I tracked down through the Hall of Fame in 2021, with some additional fun facts thrown in to keep you entertained. I hope you enjoy. I've been waiting to send you this email for a year.
Oh, that was a risk because we might have missed it, so I'm glad we've got it in.
Also, my question, what is your favourite segment on the podcast? Thanks, Chop. Well, let's read all these cool bits, then answer your lovely question. Thanks again, Chop. Amount of successful inductions. We'll do it condescending order. Adam/Sam, 1. Andrew, 2. Tom with 3. Jack with 10. Ross with 12. Maffew with 21.
Oh my God.
Been on the
Get
most
in.
podcasts, though, hasn't he? Yeah.
True.
Yes, that
I'm
helps.
not bitter.
Amount of appearances, Andrew with 2, Adam with 3, Sam with 4, Tom with 7, Ross with 40, Jack with 45, Maffew with 49.
Wow. Wow. Andrew, Tom got 3 Hall of Fames in 7 appearances. That's crazy.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? Hey, the longest streak of successful inductions was Maffew, with 3 in a row from January 15th to the 29th and March 19th to April 2nd. The longest drought between successful inductions of the main 3 was Ross, with 10 weeks of misses from May 14th to July 16th.
Wow.
Well, I like to sit here and take a chance with my Hall of Fames. I just don't go for the NHS or people who work in retail. Whoa, drop my phone.
Oh, what a shame. The shortest drought between successful inductions of the main 3 was Maffew, who never went more than 4 weeks without a win. Oh, thank you to NHS workers and shop workers and all the rest who were watching. There were 16 substitutions throughout the year, with there being at least 1 in every month from February to October. Okay.
Well, we
And
do
here's
have like holiday time.
Yeah.
This is a job, you know, yeah.
And here is the full list of the inductions from 2021.
Oh, we're going to go through all these?
Apparently, yeah. Mysterio calling a kid a bitch. That's all we need to say, and that's it. Andrew.
Yeah.
Maffew. Oh, okay. Pachiti's Twitch fans. Maffew again. Ross's girlfriend, Kayla. Ross's mum.
Did I?
Oh, because you thought Kayla was the name.
Oh, yeah, because you thought Kayla was my mum.
Was that a year ago?
Yeah.
Sounds like forever
wow.
ago. What a glaciering mistake. Nia Jax's hole. That's Andrew. Maffew's mum. Ross. That's fair enough. Miz being WWE champion. Maffew. Did I do that?
That's fair enough. It was a nice time.
What was I thinking?
He deserved that.
Must be off my head. Sorry about that. MVP. Adam. The Revolution Pyro Botch. That's Maffew. Darlington Stadium. Maffew. I forgot about that.
How did
Because
that
then he
win?
died a month later. And all the people, hey, Matthew, that guy you were talking about the podcast has popped his clogs.
That was the longest Hall of Fame segment ever, as Maffew ran down the history of George Reynolds.
And it won. I can't believe it. Oh my God, so proud of that one. Sheamus, Maffew. Wow, some really wild picks here. Trent's mom, Sue, Ross. Volta, Maffew. Wow. I was really trying some of these weeks. I think Ross has got a point. Pachiti's horse and Red Dead 2, Jack. Cultaholic
Okay.
FC, Jack.
Yes.
Long Boy, the tallest mallard, Ross. Wee Fat Dog from Facebook, Maffew, absolutely. Carl the Woke Taxi Driver, forgot about that. That's Jack.
Oh, no. Oh.
That
That was a good night. I
can never get this right. The automaton.
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 That was Andrew's
Right.
little instrument, wasn't it?
Okay.
God's sake.
Oh.
That sounds more vulgar than it
Too easy.
needed to be.
Kevin Clark. Jack.
Oh, he was the actor who played the drummer on School of Rock, who died sadly.
Yeah. There you go, yeah. Alistair Jack.
Alistair Jack.
Sam. I don't remember what that was.
Did someone
Why was that a thing?
Photoshop my face onto Alistair Jack or
Maybe.
something?
That's all it takes. Grumpy Triple H. That's Matthew. Oh, was that because of the
Dave Meltzer.
Yeah. Absolutely happy with that one. Dom West. Matthew, and he's recovering well.
Yeah.
Under Jeff Jarrett, so that's good. Mark Hoppus. Jack.
Who's in remission?
There we go. Tyler Breeze. Did I? Tyler Breeze. Okay, whatever.
But it's must have just been after he got released.
Yeah, you know, it's the sympathy vote, as you can see, is a recurring theme here. His cat Pablo, Tom.
Okay.
The concept of integrity, Ross.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think this was about the Hall of Fame because obviously Tom nominated Pablo. Went on
there we go.
Mams and stuff. And
yeah.
Andrew
Andrew getting.
And
Yeah. You know what? I think Ross. Yeah, I didn't agree with you at the time, but look at this back at hindsight. Yeah, you had a point, mate. Andrew getting chopped. Maffew. What a great time that was. Tom's good lady. Jack. Why is it written like that?
Because that's how Tom says it.
that's how Tom says it. Yeah.
Okay. The Upper East Side. Jack. What?
That's mine, Ross, Fraser's, and who's the other? Oh, Tom's desk upstairs in the office.
Oh, that Upper East Side, right?
Yeah.
Baron Corbin, in brackets, poor Maffew. Oh, no, that's well deserved. I love that gimmick. His drip for SummerSlam, Ross, of course. Crying fan from Punk's debut, Ross. Pirates, Maffew. Because I've been playing Assassin's Creed, Black Flag. That's right. AW All Out, the pay-per-view of the year, Maffew, another easy pick. Confident laptop couple.
Oh, no, I haven't done it yet.
I know why Chop sent this in. That's right. We're still waiting on part 2 of that, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. Fair enough.
Uh-huh.
I've had COVID for
that's
6
right,
months.
That's right. Yeah, now you're having COVID for the next 3 years, huh?
Yeah.
Ross and Kayla, Tom. It's very nice. Armed Anderson, Maffew, meme of the year.
Oh, Tom nominated Ross and Kayla because he had to leave there. He had to run off.
He didn't know he was on the radio.
Yeah. He had to leave them for a bit.
We went to the Alchemist in Eldon Square, and then 10 minutes in,
tell a story,
10 minutes in, Tom was like, "Oh my god, I'm on the radio." I'm like, "No problem, Tom, you go." And he came back for a meal later on.
That was nice.
With his good lady.
Yeah. Luchasaurus, because I thought it was underrated, and people agreed with me, so that was nice. Local microwave signing. Absolutely the standout performer of that 2021 class.
Chris, will you sign my microwave, please?
JR's impression of Vince McMahon's laugh. And a bit of one from Ross. Ross, could you do that laugh again?
What was it? It was like,
yeah, it was the last bit. He did it. Mama Gina, Tom Campbell's YouTube favorite.
Oh, yes.
Meltzer's review of costume. Oh, yes, yeah. Meltzer review and John Morrison dressed up as Dave Meltzer. Okay, yeah, that one I'll stand by. Eddie Kingston's Tribune article by Ross, another belter. Hangman win the belt. Easy goal for Maffew. The Christmas party discourse, Jack. Oh, that went well, didn't it? Salty Jack.
It was
making
really
Bret Hart look like an optimist. Bloody hell.
Really fun night in the end, to be fair.
It was, yes. The concept of baths. Oh, no, I'm happy with that one.
The concept
That's it,
of what?
AKA bathing in my own filth, as Ross would put
baths.
it.
Oh,
yes.
sorry. I thought you said bass, like the fish.
No, that would be silly. Next week, The Rock's penis. Ross.
yeah.
And of course, the Christmas party, Ross.
Yes.
Hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much, Chop. The question is...
Cheers, Chop. What's the
what
favourite
segment on the podcast? Ooh, that's a good question, actually.
Oh, mine's the Hall of Fame, easily. It is actually my favourite segment.
I like the mailbag.
Fair
Because
enough.
it's nice seeing... sometimes you have to guess. Hopefully people like this. And then we read the mailbag going stuff like, hello, lads, woof, woof, moo, moo. You're like, oh, that did work. Phew. That's a relief. What about yourself, Ross?
Mine's This Week in Wrestling, because I feel like it's where we get most of our material and laughs from on the podcast.
True, actually, yeah.
We do, come Tuesday and all that.
It takes a lot of work goes into This Week in Wrestling. Having to watch all the
Certainly does.
wrestling and take notes and stuff and research. But no, I think like it's where we get our most value for money from.
I feel like that one's the one... I feel like we earn that one the most, whereas the Hall of Fame is just really silly. Thank you, Chop, for collating all of the picks as well. That was a nice little trip down the last year.
Certainly was. Hi, you big, beautiful bastards. This is being sent at the last minute, but since there has been a gutting of the NXT writing team, and most of the staff there were Triple H guys, what do you think the future holds for Big Paul? Thank you for all you do, guys. The podcast is the highlight of my week. I love having you guys coming in my ears as I pump iron. In brackets, that's a funny name for a dog. Keep being legends. Ben from Warrington.
Thank you, Ben.
Thank you, Ben.
Oh, Warrington. Bit of a rugby town there, and a bit of a rugby sense of humour that's gone on there as well. Oh, dear me.
Yes, we can see what bits of the podcast you'd like. What does the future hold for Big Paul?
I've got no idea.
Yeah, it sounds like a really real cop-out. I have no idea, because who else would take him?
Can he
Who
now...
else would take him?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, he's not going to go to AEW.
Can
He's
you
not
imagine?
He's
or
not damaged.
Impact.
He's not damaged goods like a Mario Balotelli or a Hatem Ben Arfa, someone like that. This
You
is
don't think?
Triple H we're speaking about. No. I reckon loads of places would take him.
Oh, yeah.
Like New Japan.
I think it's an interesting... I hope we find out. Well, yeah. Yeah, I do hope we find out if, like, he was in on, like, the releases, if he was kept in the loop, or whether he was just finding this out after it after Road Dogg and after whoever else was left NXT. Regal, yeah, they're the two big ones. or Samoa Joe and people like that, whoever left, like after they left, oh my God, what's happened to my brain here? I've had a brain fart completely here. I hope he was in the loop. That's what I'm trying to say. I hope he didn't find out about the releases after they happened. I think that's the interesting thing, and I hope we find that out.
It would be good if you found out via cultaholic.com /news reporting it.
I doubt it.
I feel like...
Because he likes a bit of the game, so he knows he's subscribed to Triple Jump. Go on, Jack. Sorry.
Oh, dear. I feel like...
I'm legitimately sorry for that one.
I feel like maybe it depends, obviously, how quickly and how well he's recovered medically, but he could have a retirement match, I suppose. But I don't know what in terms of his role behind the scenes, what's next at all, because Nick Khan's totally just moved in. Like, it's weird.
It'd be interesting if he was like, nah, I'm not coming back. Like, considering he's part of the McMahon family, isn't he? That would be a bit awkward. It's very interesting.
But I'd love the ructions, though. I'd love the drama. That'd be great.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for. I have no idea what's going to happen with him, though, because he's like, well, what do you do here?
It's just the timing is so interesting. Like how he had the big health scare, and then like the following months is when his empire, the thing he's built over many years, that's when it's all come crumbling down.
I'll say it's interesting that we're going through this period because at least there's a distinctive bit where we go, oh, this is the current time we're in now. Because COVID's made like perception of time and what's actually happened when and where completely thrown me for a loop.
Yeah.
Like, what's the difference between 2020 and 2022 in terms of events? I don't know. A few years ago, I'll go with it. Happened between these 3 years. That's all I know. But now we're at the period where, hey, you know what, world domination plan? Nah, put the brakes on. Taking the keys out of the ignition. That's not happening now.
Global localization?
No. How about no? How about screw NXT? So, that's the most fascinating thing of it all. It's like, that's the new era we're in.
I reckon you'll be AEW champion within the year.
Yeah. TNT champion.
You know what? If he has that match with Jericho's like, oh, okay. Just so you know, we'll have a match. But over here, I eat you. All right? Anyway.
I'll hit your dog.
yeah. Here's my wife and her dog. Ignore those flags they're carrying. And you walk that dog. You walk that dog for a bit, all right? Yeah, cool. Yeah. I'll keep on walking until we all come in.
Look at his square nose, everybody. Huh? Look at his
square nose. Square nose. Come on, buddy. Yeah. Bye-bye. Hi, lads. First, I'm going to walk the Triple H triangle when I'm in Newcastle upon time. That's my gimmick. Anyway. Hi, lads. First, thank you for getting me into wrestling. And as a Vancouverite in Canada, I'd never known that British wrestling existed. And waiting for the Zoidberg elbow or Jack's next Insecure Rumble helps keep me going through some very hard times.
Well, fair enough.
You folks have, in a way, been by my side as I recovered from being hit by a train.
Oh.
And some weeks later had a tree fall on my head. It says, this is true, don't work in the film industry. Christ.
Wow.
You guys also helped loads of my partner, Melissa, who was diagnosed with terminal cancer at 33. She was an amazing human, and she often visited Newcastle, as her best friend lives only a few blocks from your office. It may seem like such a little thing, but those times I could sneak off and listen to the podcast, help support me stay strong, and help her find as peaceful a death as we could get her to. So thank you so much. I wish you all so much in 2022. Not my question. Well, before we change gears there, hang on. To Christopher, thank you very much for your sincere thoughts there. We're very happy that the very little we can do in these crazy, crazy times, which don't seem to be stopped anytime soon, is help out a little bit with some complete nonsense for a few hours about wrestling and just our thoughts and stuff like that. And all the best for you, pal, all right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Now onto the question. People complain a lot about WWE's brand split. What do you think about keeping only the men's, women's, and tag champions brand specific while allowing everyone else to move between shows? It seems like it would achieve the brand identities they want while allowing their shameful creative team a bit more freedom. Cheers and kind regards, Christopher. Thank you, Christopher.
I liked when they did it. Do you remember when they first did the brand split and they had I think it was Undertaker was the champion, but he could go on both brands and that. I like it in theory, but it hasn't worked with the women's tag belts, but then that's just because there's no women's tag teams, I suppose. What do you think? I'm torn on this one.
Christopher's going the other way, and he said the champions.
Oh, sorry.
Champions be brand specific, but everyone else gets to flow.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. I don't know.
I think it's worth a go, me.
Yeah.
You can have people like work their way up to the top of the card on a show and then make the show about them, but then have anybody challenge them. So it's like, it works. I reckon it works well with heels being the champions more so than baby faces.
More fresh opponents.
Yeah, it's got legs. I think it's got legs. It's got legs. It's got legs.
I think that's a good idea as well.
And knows how to use it. Yeah.
And also, I hate it also avoids the problem because the draft happening just before Survivor Series is so silly. I'd like for Survivor Series to maybe go back to other storylines rather than just we're from Raw and we're from SmackDown. Let's have a fight.
Yeah. I agree with everything you two just said. Can't add any more stuff to that. But thank you very much, Chris, for that lovely question.
I think it's a good idea, yeah. Cheers, Chris.
Hey, lads. Imagine for a moment that you're at a house party and the aux cord is flapping in the breeze, unattended. As you drunkenly make your way to plug in your phone, you think how this is the perfect opportunity to show all those frat boys what attending a premium live event is really all about.
Do you understand that, Maffew?
Yes.
The frat
you only
boy.
have time to queue up 3 pro wrestling themed tunes before you're thrown out the party. What will you choose? That is from Ben from Wollongong, Australia.
Thank you, Ben.
Which is a real place, by the way. I Googled it last night.
That's it. Oh, okay. Thank you.
It's a real place.
Thank you, Ben. Ben's clearly been watching mine and Ross's tier lists.
So was it with you and the frat boys still?
Ross can explain his thing.
Well, we coined the frat boy penetration scale in terms of wrestling themes, whereby you're walking down the street and you see a group of frat boys in the distance, and you get a bit wary whether you can walk by the frat boys without getting attacked. So you have to put some music on your head to make you feel a bit more brave. So you put on a theme, for example, like Jamie Hayter's theme in AEW, and that will allow you to penetrate the frat boys, their circle.
Thank you, Ross.
So
without a care in the world.
But then Ross would often use the example on the tier lists of, when you're walking down Northumberland Street and you see a group of frat boys. I'm like, what? But then he said it depends what end you're at. Because if you're at the end near Haymarket where the unis are, then yes, you might well see some frat boys. Because obviously frat boy culture is huge in the UK.
Yeah, they've got leather jackets and slick back hair and...
Shoe up, That's what they're all doing in Newcastle.
Hey, look at this guy over here. So there you're like, oh no. Quick, let me put Goldberg's theme on, quick.
Hey nerd, what? Listening to wrestling themes, nerd? So does he want our big or most powerful, the ones that make us feel the most like we can walk through a wall of frat boys? Or does
I think it's about what you put on a party.
But I thought it was because he's acknowledged...
You need to impress the frat boys, though.
You're going to get thrown out anyway. Oh, right. Okay, you need to impress them.
So imagine, right, the deck's there in the corner of the room. You got a group of frat boys.
Well, I wouldn't put any wrestling themes on at all.
Oh, no.
But you've got to. Okay. What wrestling themes are socially acceptable outside of wrestling?
I'm just going for ones that make me feel brave. So I'm going to go for Jamie Hayter's current AEW theme because I think it's a banger. I'm going for Simon Dean's. Not Simon Dean. Simon Diamond's ECW theme.
Oh, this is Simon Dean.
Simon Dean. Maybe we'll go for Simon Dean.
Simon Drain STH, Simon says.
Yes. Which I didn't realise was a band full of the ladies. I thought it was a fella singing the lyrics, but apparently it's an all-female band, isn't it? Maffew, you might know something more to this about me.
The only thing I know about Drain STH is this song.
There you go, then.
Sorry.
There's 2, and for a third one, for the frat boy penetration of a song, I'll go for Baron Corbin's first theme.
Oh.
The one with the motorbike on it. That'll get the frat boys going.
That is a good one.
I am
Not that one. The one before that one.
I'm Baron Corbin.
I am the darkness. I
didn't mind that one either, though. That was all right. I'll go for The first one that came to mind, even though it's not one of my favourite themes, but it does work on the frat boy penetration scale, is Line in the Sand. It's just such a crunching riff. But it would just drain the life out of the house party because it takes so long to get going. Me and Owen watched Wrestle Kingdom recently, so I'll go for Okada's theme. That's a belter. That's a really good one. Makes you feel brave as well. Can you think of it, Maffew?
Not off the top of my head, no.
I've made it sound really generic.
Arigato, Mr. Roboto. Yeah, thank you, Jack.
Go back and watch that again. It's the way your hand was there. You go, da-da.
I was playing the guitar, yeah.
It didn't look like it.
I was playing the guitar. And finally, do you remember this would empty out the party. I wouldn't be the only one kicked out, but do you remember AJ Styles' theme, Demigods?
Yeah.
That one.
When was that?
Ring
New
of
Japan,
Honor?
isn't
New Japan, sorry.
Oh.
This is my time, my life, my rules, my rhymes, my
Audio
little things.
muted due to copyright reasons. So I remember his theme being in New Japan.
I've done it. Oh, yeah. Demigods by AJ Styles, yeah.
Interesting. I would probably pick Titus O'Neil's singles one just to spread the love. They want to talk.
Adam once told me that was terrible.
About? What?
We did a tier list on like the CFO dollar
sign.
sign.
I think I remember
era.
this. Yeah.
And I was saying it's a top tier theme, and he wouldn't believe me. The sting is it the sting? Is that the right word? At the start.
What they're talking about? You know, it's like, yeah. It's like, you didn't like that? You didn't like Nightmare either, which I'm reminded of. I like to remind him of it occasionally. All right, I'll put that on because that's a banger. I'll put on the Public Enemies theme. Are you all right there, Ross?
He looks like he's in a music video.
I was trying to work out like a night. I've got like
30 images on Facebook.
I don't know why I had like Beautiful Stranger by Madonna going through my head. I was like,
Oh no.
I need to give it a good spin. Hang on. Let's get this done properly.
Go on, man.
I'm so scared.
Go on, give it Dead or Alive.
Oh god. It's just all gone wrong.
Just the third of the microphone.
For audio listeners, Ross is trying to do like a point of view spin with the camera. He's got it mounted on something, but it's not worked very well.
It's all gone wrong. Right, headphones are there. Can you hear me?
We can, yes.
Oh, thank God for that.
We're too busy laughing to say it.
We heard the chaos.
Oh, God.
Oh, here we go. Downing Street apologises to the Queen for 2 parties held in the building the night before Prince Philip's funeral.
2 in one night?
Get them, Liz!
Sorry we were happy he was dead.
Just for audio listeners there, Ross had a technical mishap, possibly linked to when he tried to spin with all the wires connected.
It was a self-inflicted wound. I apologise to all concerned. Let's crack on.
Podcast equivalent to blading his forehead from Ross. I think I was picking the last thing. Anticlimactically picking the Public Enemies theme from good old days of ECW on the murderer. Just seeing if people in the frat boys stop doing it in the na. And yeah, they all stop what they're doing and doing that. Or they look at me and start heading towards me, finger on the mind. So I switch out and put the Gun Club's AEW theme on, which has no right to be as good as it should be.
That's a good shout. Was that 2 or 3?
That was my third.
What was your first one? Sorry. Which one was your first?
Titus O'Neil.
Titus O'Neil, of
Singles
course.
theme.
Yes, of course.
Dun, 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 dun. They want to talk.
We've made some really good picks there, I think.
We have.
Those frat boys will be impressed.
Those frat boys certainly will. And you know what else will impress them? Sending a lovely email or message or thought to the lovely people here at Cultaholic at mailbag@cultaholic.com. Time for some wrist piss. I'm an American who many years ago fell in love with British panel shows.
Oh.
I was watching an episode of this podcast where Ross mentions Bob Mortimer and Would I Lie to You as insane truths. Quote, no one knows what we're talking about right now, but I popped. Hearing two of my favourite things crossover got me thinking, who would win in these tag team matchup pairings, wrestlers with panel show comedians? Oh, I've had a look at the names now. This should be fun. We'll go fastest thought first. Ross, Jack, Maffew. Bob Mortimer and Triple H versus Vic Reeves and Shawn Michaels.
Sorry, was this on Would I Like You specifically or just in general?
In general, there's a bunch of them.
Oh, I'll go for Bob.
And Triple H.
And Triple H.
I think Bob and Triple H. I reckon Bob, even though Vic's taller, I think Bob's sneakily harder than Vic. So yeah.
Really depending on what period of both guys it is. Because
yeah.
if it is the 90s, then Reeves.
Oh, really?
Bob Mortimer's had, like Triple H, has had longer lasting power. Oh, it sucks that.
Both had heart issues as well, haven't they?
Oh, God, yeah.
Oh,
if Triple H is a heel in this scenario, can we get heel Bob Mortimer, which is Graham Lister? That would be fantastic. Reeves?
Yes.
You work shy fop.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic. You know what? Shawn Michaels comes out to, I think I'm cute, I know I'm sexy, but Vic Reeves comes out to, oh, Mr. Songwriter, write me a song. Yeah, no, Vic and Shawn.
I was watching a bit of the Hootenanny this
yes.
Vic Reeves was on it.
Yeah.
Doing Dizzy. He can't sing still, but it was still nice to see.
It's because him and Jules, are very, very good friends, aren't they?
They're on Gogglebox together, Celebrity Gogglebox. I'm surprised.
He's there every year with his wife, isn't he, Vic?
That's nice.
Is he still married to the one who went to the jungle? I've forgotten her name, sorry.
I know, me too, but he's married to a blonde lady. Whether she's the same one, who knows?
Let's move on. David Mitchell and Baron Corbin take on Lee Mack and Ricochet.
Oh, God, not even Lee Mack could save Ricochet, could he? I've got to go for David and Baron. I'm
going for Lee Mack and Ricochet. I think Lee Mack's quite handy, probably. I don't know.
Lee Mack's good, but Ricochet, he just has no charisma, not even with himself. David Mitchell and Baron Corbin, they get along well.
That's a buddy cop movie waiting to happen, isn't it?
Certainly is.
Are we judging these? What are we judging these in a fight or what? A physical altercation?
I'm shutting my eyes. I'm imagining them on 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown.
Oh, right. I was thinking a fight.
You sound Irish there again. Fight.
I was thinking a fight. I went more Geordie on purpose there. Right. I was like, when you get in an Uber and I make my accent more local, I went like to commentary. I was thinking it was a fight, eh?
Right, so we're judging them in a wrestling match.
By the way, before you do that, I'm glad you do that as well, Jack. You know, I talk like this when I'm out, but then I might go to the taxi. I'm like, "All right, mate, can you take us home?" And
but then half of them still go, "What are you studying?" I'm like, "No, I'm from here. I'm not. Stop it."
Oh, you're not from around here, like? I'm like, "God damn it!" So through my awful disguise. Anyway, Sarah Millican and Doudrop versus Sandy Toxvig and Alexa Bliss.
That one.
Whoa, Sandy Toxvig and Alexa Bliss. That's
Yes,
I do like Sandy.
That is a great duo. I'm going for them.
Sandy would take them down with verbal barbs.
I've betrayed my roots because Sarah Millican's from my neck of the woods very specifically, but can't overlook Sandy and Bliss. Sandy Bliss.
Sandy and Bliss. Yes.
Sounds like a candle.
Gedroich,
thank you. And Charlotte Flair versus Sue Perkins and Becky Lynch.
I was afraid when you said Mel Gedroich. You can't split up Mel and Sue.
Controversially, though, I'm going to come at this again. The best Bake-Off presenter tandem was Noel and Sandy.
No!
I'm going there.
It's got to be Mel and Sue.
Who's there, Maffew?
No, it's me Googling. I don't watch Bake Off. I know what it is,
right.
but I didn't know. I'm like, trying to do it stealthy, but I'm like, why even bother?
I think we can all agree that Noel and Matt Lucas is too silly. Like, you need a sensible one, and it sometimes can distract from the integrity of the show. Noel and Sandy was good because she balanced him out, but I can't. Mel and Sue for me, I'm afraid. What was the actual question again? Sorry.
Mel and Charlotte versus Sue and Becky Lynch.
Sue and Becky Lynch.
Yes, Sue and Becky Lynch.
That Sue Perkins has been on TV forever, hasn't she?
Yeah, in lockdown when Owen grew his hair, people said that he looked like Super.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Sue has looked the same for like 30 years at this point, surely.
Yeah,
Well, allegedly she's 52, which I can't believe.
Bloody
she
hell.
looks great. So does Mel, to be fair. She's aged well, but Sue hasn't aged it, right?
I'm sure Sue was married to the presenter of Naked Attraction. I've forgotten her name.
Oh, really?
Was she, Maffew? Have you got Wikipedia there?
Well, I know Naked Attraction so well. Private life, my personal life.
Will they ever get you on? They're trying.
I'm no, I can't see. Whatever, yeah, she is. Right.
Oh, she was, yeah.
Phil Jupitus and Otis. Oh. Versus Noel Fielding and Randy Orton.
Oh, that doesn't work.
That's
You used to imagine Carty Noel be
no,
like,
because he's the Matt Riddle type. Isn't he?
Oh, okay.
what should we call ourselves, Randy? Oh, should we be the trifles in snake oil?
Yeah.
Here's something random.
Plus,
That
I
wasn't-
was like Phil Jupitus on Buzzcocks. He was always good. Always, value for money.
Yeah.
So I'll go for that one.
I'll go for Phil and Otis as well. But I would like to say that I'd rather it was Orton and Julian Barrett, the other Mighty Boosh member. That would be better. But in this instance, I'm going for Phil and Otis.
Phil and Otis, not just because I love Jupitus, but because I can't stand Noel Fielding.
What's Phil
Can't stand
Jupitus up
him.
to these days? Where's Phil been? What's he
I
doing?
don't know.
I don't know.
I remember seeing his stand-up when I was a kid and really finding it funny when he does an impression of Eddie Izzard. And Eddie Izzard throws a bottle of water at him from off stage because he's so angry.
I haven't seen that.
It's
Oh,
like
good for
he says that Eddie Izzard should have been cast as Obi-Wan Kenobi instead of Ewan McGregor, which really ages the. But he says
wow, this was a long time ago.
But his things are like, I'm Obi-Wan Kenobi. Good thing. It's just really, really well done. He's like, Volavons, Darth Vader.
Okay, I've got that clip lined up after we do this. Rob Beckett and the Young Bucks. Oh, there's Richard Iodi and Jurassic Express.
Oh, the
Rob
second
Beckett
one.
and the Young Bucks. Why?
Just three twats.
I like Rob Beckett endeared himself to me when he got drunk at the Euros quite a lot in the summer.
I don't know too much about Rob Beckett, to be fair. But yeah, I'll go for the second one.
I'll go for Richard Iowati would. Yeah, I've got to still go for them. Was it him in Jurassic Express?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll go for them.
Yeah, that's an easy pick there for Richard and Jurassic Express. I can identify all these dinosaurs from my
I thought you were going to
books.
say Richard and Judy, and my brain got a little shock when you went Richard and Jurassic.
Greg Davies and Shanky versus Richard Osmond and Omos.
Oh, that's such a clash of titans.
I've never cared for Richard Osmond. Never cared for him. But I'll go for the first one just so I can see Greg try and get Shanky to do his best Chris Eubank impression.
Greg and Shanky. Oh, he's mixed up the teams really well. Because if it was Greg and Omos, it would be an absolute walkover. But he's mixed together. Like, I'm going to have to go for Richard and Omos because out of the two wrestlers, Omos, I think, seems less like he's going to fall over than Shanky does.
I've completely forgot we're doing this in wrestling matches again. I'm just going off this on who's the funnier tandem.
Oh, the funnier one. Oh, then Greg Davies is funnier. Yeah, of course. And Shanky's got bars, as we all know.
In a fight, the modern day Twin Towers is in the tag team. Not the
Yeah, of
Buildings. Yeah, they would win.
Yeah.
Is it bad that I went and checked and see if Greg Davies was bigger than Omos?
He's like 6'8" or something.
6'8".
Is he?
Is he
Actually
actually?
6'8".
Yeah, and
Bloody
Omos
hell.
is 7'3", so...
But then Richard Osman's always sat down on stuff, so like when he stands up, you're like, what?
How tall's Richard Osman?
Oh,
Very.
Is he tall?
Oh God!
Oh,
Have
he's
you
a
not
big
seen?
boy. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know.
Google like
He's always
Richard
sat down.
Osman tall.
Richard Osmond height. He is.
You need to see it visually.
He's 6'7".
Yeah, he's huge.
Richard Osmond's 6'7". No
yeah,
way.
He's a big boy. He's a big boy.
Vince might actually book this match. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm picking Greg Davies and Shanky just because he's funnier than Richard Osmond. I mean, it'll be a great match. It'll be a great match.
Yeah.
Yeah. John Richardson and Rey Mysterio This is Rob Brydon and Dominic Mysterio.
No, I can see John and Ray I can see it.
John would just be like, now Ray, that's a bit too silly now.
Yeah.
Let's just go for a kick and a punch now. Let's not go for a six.
That's very good.
That is actually a good one.
I'm also going to go for them because I can see John Richardson wearing like a cardigan material lucha mask, and I think that would work very well.
Yeah.
I think Rob Brydon, as always, would try to make it all about him, and that would be the downfall of his team.
Ooh.
I'd go for John Richardson and Rey Mysterio to win this fight.
Oh.
I had an ex-girlfriend whose weird crush was John Richardson. She really fancied him. Which I didn't think was that. I didn't think that was that weird. I know, I thought he was quite a good-looking guy. Yeah.
Unlike a lot of comedians, he doesn't like the back end of a horse. He's actually all right in the eyes.
Back end of a what?
What?
Back end of a horse.
You dropped the S a little bit when you said it.
Oh, did I? It's American in me. I try to say horror.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm picking John Richardson and Rey Mysterio because John Richardson could probably beat up Rob Brydon in a fight, and Richardson's funnier.
All right, Rob Brydon's in shape, isn't he? He's got muscles.
Yeah, he does.
Everywhere.
Is he?
Yeah, there's that scene in Gavin and Stacey you see him with his top off, and he is quite, for his age, he's really in good shape. Yeah.
What? This is so crazy. So Richard Osmond is really tall, and Rob Brydon's fit.
Yeah.
Is he? Oh. Rob Brydon fit. Images.
Open new incognito.
Oh my
window.
god! Oh, you know what? I'm pitching. Wow! No. Richardson, you deed. All right, Brydon Dom. I was not ready for that.
Second coming of Gary Strider.
Look at all that Welsh. That
You
Welsh
really could.
mutton.
You really could. Pictures of Rob Brydon. It's whoa. Anyway, Al Murray and FTR. Yeah. Okay. Versus Bill Bailey, Evil Uno, and Stu Grayson. Oh, that's
Well, it's
good.
guys. The first lot are actual fighters, whereas the second lot are too
Al
lovable.
Murray's
No,
actual
they
fight.
really are.
But we saw Bill Bailey won Strictly Come Dancing, so he's very nimble, deceptively so.
He's going to need to be the runaway from Al.
Yeah, I've got to go for the first ones as well.
Oh, I remember seeing Al Murray for the first time because my mate put it on and I went, oh, here we go. Because I didn't realise it was supposed to be ironic. I thought it was to be legitimately like, hey, pub landlord, sexism, way, or whatever. And he was like, he started talking and I went, oh, this guy's really smart. Oh, I had no idea. No one had told me. I've been smartened up to the business. So I'm going to pick Al for doubting him.
Al Murray fame was shattered.
Yeah. And finally, Russell Brand and MJF versus Jimmy Carr and Cody. Oh, my God.
Whoa.
Jimmy Carr and Cody Rhodes, both in their suits.
Oh,
Phenomenal.
God.
I watched the Jimmy Carr stand-up, his newest thing on Netflix the other day, his Darkest Material.
How is it?
Could be darker. What was Russell Brand and MJF?
Oh.
Well, he's into his old namaste stuff, isn't he?
Yeah.
Russell Brand. So he'd be
MJF,
at one with. He'd be at one with nature. I reckon he's got a good core strength to him, Russell Brand. So I'll go for him, that team.
So I reckon the opposite. I reckon he weighs nothing, like a doll. So I'm going to go for Cody and Jimmy Carr. But that's a weak one to end on.
Well, Jimmy Carr be able to move. He seems to be very robotic, doesn't he?
There's the bit of,
Well, no, they could. The match would start, and they cut away and have one of the people take his place for when they do the bit on countdown.
There's that bit of
I mean, no, sorry, no, they don't.
there's that bit of
How do those bits work in front of the studio audience? By the way, I have no idea.
when he does
still
random
laugh.
things. But yeah,
Yeah, they go, look, I'm going to do the thing, and then they get some guy to replace him, and they never show his face, and then I'm like, but the audience laughs. On
I think they must
applause. I'm
really
like,
do
what
it.
does that look like to them?
yeah.
Oh, sorry, I went off right there. Go on.
I just really love the bit of, I can't remember which show it's on, like 8 out of 10 Cats or something, where he says something to Richard Iowati, and Richard Iowati goes like, he doesn't answer his question and goes like, sorry, you look so much like Roger Federer.
Oh, I saw that. I saw that one. Yeah,
So
yeah.
good.
And you know what? He was right.
Yes, he was.
All right. Probably Jimmy and Cody, because they know that they're awful people. Jimmy doesn't go, I'm a light-hearted comedian who says family-friendly stuff. He's like, no, he knows what he is. Russell Brand and MJ, oh my, no. I might throw my TV out the window. Anyway, thank you for all the content you put out. You keep wrestling fun, even when the wrestling products isn't very fun. Much love. Carl from Orlando.
Carl, that
Thank
was
you very much,
great.
Kyle.
Thank you, Carl.
Hope the weather's nice over there.
Was it Carl or
I know you
Kyle?
guys
Sorry.
Kyle.
Oh, sorry, Kyle. Thank you, Kyle.
Yeah. Oh, I know you guys sometimes have that 2 days of rain over there in Orlando. It's quite messy. Sorry to hear that. But thank you very much for that wrist piss. If you have any
I've been to Orlando and the humidity was awful.
Oh, the humidity. Oh, isn't it bad when it's a lovely sunny day and it's warm?
No, it was. I preferred Vegas because it was just desert, dry heat. Orlando was sticky, man. It was hot. It was awful.
Yeah, couldn't be me. Please, if you have any Reese Piss to send to us, you can at mailbag@cultaholic.com.
It's Cultaholics.
Big question.
What a lovely podcast. My time's just a little bit extra now. You getting a position, Jack?
I was trying to be comfy, but it's just not happening.
Oh, bless you. That is the big, big, big question this week, which is, what is the best elimination in the history of the Royal Rumble? Or best Royal Rumble elimination, however you want to put that. There's been many of them. Obviously, that's how you win the match. But there's been a few that stand out over the years. We think, God, that was a good one. I've got a few on my head, but anyone want to go first?
I thought we might do a scattergun approach, because there's going to be so many. Unless anyone's got a specific one favourite that they love.
Well, when someone asks me, like, fastest thought first, what's the best elimination? There's one that comes to mind, and that is Bushwhacker Luke. Oh, here he comes, ladies and gentlemen. Look at him. He's ready. He's going to definitely be headlining against WrestleMania opponent Hulk Hogan. There he goes. Earthquake grabs him as he comes in the ring, throws him over, lands to his feet, all the way at the back. Ain't nothing going to break my stride. Ain't nothing going to slow me down.
It reminded me when you were talking there about people who just have no hope in the Royal Rumble. When The Rock cut that promo saying, like, there are two opponents, The Rock. Who was the other one who wasn't Headbanger Mosh? Because everyone remembers him going, Crash Holly, yeah. And Headbanger Mosh. If
The Rock can get over those two people, then The Rock just maybe have a chance to win the Royal Rumble.
The one that it's not the one that first springs to mind, but I think it might be my favourite one, is 2003, the first elimination when Jericho tricks Shawn Michaels because Christian dresses as him. That's a really good one. And it led to a very good WrestleMania match as well.
Did?
Yes.
Okay. Ross?
Paul London springs to my mind straight away.
There we go.
Big Gene Snitsky did a big lariato on the old apron, and he does a shooting star press to the floor. Liquid wrestling.
Where does the arm hit him? Is it in the... It looks high. It looks like it's hard.
It could be in the jaw.
It could be. I'm
Was
quite
Gene
worried
Snitsky renowned for being a stiff worker, brother?
I think everyone might have been back then.
Wait. I think. Anyway.
Who knows?
Yeah. But, yeah, that was... Sorry, just doing a stretch.
Ooh, big stretch.
That was an interesting one, because Paul London said that he got in it.
Spoke to Maffew like he's a dog.
Big stretch there.
Thank you, Ross. Now, scratch about my ears. Paul London got heat backstage because he made it look too good.
Yeah, what's that about, man?
Yeah, and he got told off. No, stop that. Don't look too
Well,
good.
I hope... but it doesn't stop him from showing it every year.
Well, of course. So,
yeah. Any others that spring to mind?
Shawn Michaels, 2010. Because he was going, look,
yes.
I'm fighting for this title. I need this. Triple H.
Like Kevin Keegan.
Yeah, I need this. I need to face The Undertaker. I need to beat him. WrestleMania, all right? He's a champion right now. I need to win this Royal Rumble. And he had that sense of urgency that you already get the Rumble. A bunch of other people want it. But Shawn's like, no, look, this is my legacy right here. I need to beat him. And then it's so amazingly done that I remember people back in the day was, did that mean to happen? Which I guess is a compliment because he's there, like, he's on the apron. He's like, yeah! Just tremendous. Because it is, you can literally hear yourself going, no, as he falls because of the dramaticness of it.
And then the aftermath, where he like has a breakdown and kicks, I think, Charles Robinson.
Yeah.
And he's like proper like gutted. Yeah. It's really, really good. It's my favourite Rumble 2010.
It's up there. The very, very, very
good.
best.
Yeah. Drew Carey, paying Kane to not kill him. That's a good one. Yeah. And then Raven, out of the goodness of his heart, saves Drew Carey.
Yeah, he was a big fan.
Yeah.
Maven.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why hasn't he come back?
His theme tune was so good. He recently came back to wrestling.
He hated being like known as the wrestler for ages, didn't he? I think I saw an interview where he was like he was a bodyguard, a bouncer somewhere, And so it was like, "Oh, you Maven, the wrestler?" And he's like, "No." I don't think he said no. He was like, he said he didn't like being known as a wrestler for a long while, but he did make a comeback somewhere recently, didn't he?
Yes, he did. I can't remember where it was, but I was excited.
They keep on bringing back these like late 2000s, mid 2000s people like Carlito, and MVP making the surprise appearances. Morrison. I reckon Maven is due return.
He'd have to eliminate someone with that dropkick.
The 20th anniversary. Wait, which one was it?
Oh my god!
2002.
It was, wasn't it? Yeah, 20th anniversary.
Oh,
Maffew,
Maven.
Shut up, man.
How
Why
smart will we
said
look
that?
if he comes back?
that would be so
20
good.
years ago.
Yeah.
They've gone, and he's come back to wrestling last year. Oh,
You know when you feel, when you first know what a period of time feels like. That is the first time I've fully registered what 20 years feels like.
because I remember that happening. Yeah, 'cause
I
you
remember that.
yeah.
I remember Maven doing that.
But
Oh my god!
I thought you were. I didn't think you were gutted there. I thought you were going, oh no way, because it's been 20 years. That surely now would be the best Rumble for him to
It would
come
be,
back.
but no, we're all so close to death.
yeah, we are. Yeah.
20 years, lads.
I want a great 20 years it's been.
God.
Yeah, it's been a good 20 years.
That's blown my mind. That.
Ah, bless you. That's a way to end the podcast, isn't it? That's right, folks. We're all going to die one day.
Soon.
That was really, you delivered that, and your face went close to the camera. It reminded me of when Krusty the Clown goes, let's just say he moved me. To a bigger hat. It was like that. You said the quiet part loud and the loud part quiet.
Oh, thank you.
What? Is any more for any more on the eliminations?
Well, the Lesnar one from the 2020 Rumble. That the first.
Oh, I thought you meant him dunking out Matt Hardy.
Oh no, the first part. Of
That's a good one as well.
yeah, after the first part of the 2020 Rumble, him getting eliminated.
Oh,
by Drew.
what an amazing Rumble.
Yeah.
And I was listening to oh no, because that spoils what it's mentioned on. Never mind. I'll wait. I don't know if it's out yet or not, so I'll wait. I'll just leave it. But the thing that I was listening to, the person points out that the Claymore, like he takes it, the cells, like the bump he takes is amazing. He doesn't like have to awkwardly, like most big guys, have to like awkwardly hoist himself over. He proper flies backwards out the ring. It's so good. So I agree with Ross. That's a top tier one. Any more? One more? I don't know. Andre,
one more. Go on, one
Andre
more
the
collectively, and
Snake.
we'll leave it. Nah.
Why? He sees the snake and he's off.
But he's not really, is he? He's like...
He is off.
The fast as my big legs can carry me. But
It's the quickest I've ever seen Andre move. And he doesn't have to step over the top rope. He leans on it.
Free
and then he's
bar!
out the
Oh, here
ring.
we go.
The funniest burst of pace I've ever seen in wrestling is when Retribution invaded and Michael Cole ran away. It was such a surprising turn of pace that he had. It was fantastic.
The quickest I've ever seen was when Young Buck's dad was being attacked backstage, and they ran quicker than Andre being chased by a snake.
Come on. Dad's in trouble, dude. I don't know why I made them...
Put the dust, and then they were gone, like in the cartoons.
I don't know why I made them Snake from The Simpsons. But...
You know what? We'll leave it there.
yeah.
This has been the big question at the very end of the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast. You listen to myself. I don't have much on tap apart from the return, that's right, of the Cultaholic Classic SmackDown review of me and Tom. And so special guest appearances from some lovely crap that people have sent us through the post. Thank you. But Ross, what do you have for us this week?
Not much. Not much at all. Not much at all. You'll see it when you see it, if you do see it. If you don't see it, you won't see it. That's all I've got to say on that. Jack?
As we speak, and I would have been shooting it today, but then yesterday, Pachitti got me to review a hefty list that I didn't write or record. I'm not involved with it, but I edited it. Not video edited it, sorry. I edited the script. So that's coming out soon. That's a hefty one, but I won't reveal what it is. It's one of our big ranked ones. Shout out to Jack Atkins for writing that. And because of that, taking up all of my yesterday afternoon, that means there'll be a slight delay on what I'm happy to announce is a new series idea from myself. Ooh. So it won't be like as regular as like wrestlers. It won't be like a weekly one, but it'll be semi-regular. And yeah, I'm quite excited for that. So keep an eye out in the future.
Lovely. Well, I'm excited for this week already. Just a reminder that we do have the patreon.com/Cultaholic stuff. The 3 amazing picks for you to vote for. And also, any thoughts, queries, Reese Pace, whatever that's on your mind, please send them to mailbag@cultaholic.com. Right now, we've taken up enough of your lovely time. Hope you're taking care of whatever you're doing with yourself. That's been Ross. This has been Jack. I've been Maffew. And you have been lovely. We're going to end the show by putting our hand up to the webcam and end this with the famous expression that we all know and love. 1, 2, 3. Paul Heyman has a huge cock.